fast?
My darling, Jerry Kelly can install a new furnace tomorrow, no matter what day tomorrow is, even if we call late at night.
You are my hero.
They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. JerryKelly.com.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DG Ask 1041 FM KMOX. Happy Monday. Happy real New Year this time. We did sort of a trial run on Friday. 3 out of 4 of us were here. I'm really glad I came in that day. Steve and I were laughing. So you'll remember. I don't remember my lies.
Your lies?
Yeah, they just happen.
Okay,
They just happen. My sweetening. I'm like a human walking game of telephone, because Steve, when I said, oh, man, Andrew's off today, I didn't know he had a day off. And he's like, and I think he said something like, oh, yeah, I was in an email a few weeks ago. And I came on the air, and I'm like, so guess what? We just found it out today. And Steve said he was in the car with his wife, Lisa, and she's like, what is he complaining about now? And Steve said he was literally laughing. He's like, this guy, he's like, I know exactly what he's doing. It didn't come out today, but everyone in the audience is going to think it came out today. And then it came out that Jake down the hall did his show, as did Julie Tristan, and they didn't know that they had a day off.
Oh.
So somewhere in between lies the truth.
He made a TikTok about that I found out because Frank Ladd told me like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they have to find another way to communicate besides email.
Or we could just read our emails.
Well, yeah, I mean, I read that. I knew it was
I did not know, but I just
personally.
always assume that any day that's
I
not...
usually read my emails, so.
They could tell me anything.
Accidentally revealing that I didn't read the email by being like, I didn't know.
They could tell me anything and say, well, it was in an email. I'd be like, oh, okay. Everyone knows I'm not reading my email.
Yeah, I had no idea either, but I always just assume if it's not specifically the holiday,
Yeah.
like Christmas Day, New Year's Day, that we were working.
Yeah.
Just what I assume.
Pardon me.
That's funny.
Jacob says, hey, DJS, hope Dave is doing better. Dave's doing better. Dave's not well. And I don't say this for sympathy. I say this for everyone out there who's going to get this. Like, just know it's a week.
It's just the lingering...
It's a week. And I'm the kind of person, I've been alive 61 years now. I don't know about you guys, but anytime I hear, symptoms last from a week to 2 weeks, I'm like, what a bunch of pusses. Like, 2 days, 3 days at the most is the most I've ever been sick. Even with like a throw up sick. And this one, it's a week now. And I'm still not great, as you'll hear from my voice and coughing and stuff like that.
Is it the kind of sick, though, that's just annoying and not super terrible? Or is it there periods of time where you're like, oh, my God, I got punched in the face?
No, it was never like hit by a truck.
Okay.
It was just the way it felt was the way I think it would feel to have a vaccination.
Oh, I get you. I get you.
I've had vaccinations, and I never get too sick from them.
Yeah.
But when people do, that's how I kind of pictured what I had.
Gotcha.
Just like, man, I'm just so out of it and tired, and I'm not eating, and I have this weird this like tickle congestion thing in my chest, and I'm not like having coughing spells or anything, but get this. This is the weirdest thing I've ever had. And I don't know if another human being has had this, but if someone on the stream can say that they did, it'll make me feel better. You know the thing when you're in bed and you're lying on your ear and you hear the
Sure.
that thing? We all have that. For this thing, and it's been going on a week now, still going on this morning, if I lie on either side, which I'm a back and a left side, right side sleeper, the only way I can describe it, and I know it's going to sound dramatic, but I swear on the lives of my kids, this is exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like the combination of a really creaky door and then about 4 voices moaning in pain. I have voices in my head with a creaky door and it's only when I breathe. Like if I hold my breath, it doesn't happen.
It's only when I breathe.
So I figured that out.
It's only when I'm alive.
But like when I breathe out, in my head I hear, it's like all these people in my head are like moaning, and then it's like a creaky door. And I hear that on every breath.
Uh-oh.
Never happened before in my life. And at first it's like, oh, well, the demons are finally saying hello.
I was going to say, you're either haunted now or...
Yeah. But it's just like you just can't do it. You just can't lay there and hear these people moaning in your head every breath you take. So I've been going from my bed to my couch, lying like I'm dead, just lying on my back with my arms across my chest.
Going coffin mode.
Makes bed rotting seem simple.
Sleep says, bro, I'm going to be honest. You may need to call a priest, Roy. Yeah, I'm not a doctor. It's so true, man. I'm telling you, it's like the first couple times I heard it, it really scared me. And it was the middle of the night. And I really did think, oh, demons. Like, here we go. Here we go.
The butt demon finally caught up.
He's been in my head the whole time. He's been
chest
living
now.
in my chest.
Yeah.
Now he's got a cold to deal with.
Now he's in your ear.
So, yeah.
He's working his way up.
I got that going on. Hope it's gone tonight. I'm so tired.
But why would it be? What has changed?
I'm so tired of it.
Well, give Monsignor Ted a call.
I'd give anything to record it. It's just so...
Oh, the sound. Yeah,
the sound.
Yeah.
Yes. So weird.
I'd be interested to hear it because I still don't fully understand.
Like if you recorded 4 people going, oh, like that. And then you added a creaking door.
And your body makes that sound?
My body is, I'm hearing it in my head.
His body or his brain, one of the two are making this
But
noise.
it only makes it when I'm lying against my ear where it's like
closed up.
So
that you only hear it in the ear that is closed up?
No, I just hear it in my head.
Oh, I get it. But it's only when you're on that like that. I got you. So like right now, you're not hearing any.
It's just like multiple people wheezing at the same time.
Okay.
I really thought I'd come in today and say that, and the people on the street would be like, oh, man, dude, I got that.
Everybody's going, Dave, call the exorcist.
So far, they're just like, nope. Once again, just a Dave thing. And how are you guys?
I'm not hearing
I'm
4
not dealing
voices
with
and
all
creaks.
of that,
Yeah.
so I'm feeling okay.
Oh, great. Jacob said he had a lot of this and found it was walking pneumonia.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I would think I'd be sicker.
I don't know. That's what I mean. That was my first reaction. But then again, I don't think I've ever had walking pneumonia, so I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
What makes it walking?
That you're able to be up and about instead of bedridden and wasted.
Doing stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I should have gone to a doctor. But here's the thing. I am not at all against antibiotics. Like, I'll take a Z-Pack. But you know, it's over the holidays, and you're like, oh, I don't have to work. I'm on vacation. It's fine. And I've always heard from doctors that if you cannot do antibiotics, don't do them. You know, you're going to get over it. It's going to be fine. May take you a couple extra days. Antibiotics aren't great. So that's why I decided not to do it.
Yeah. But then again, if it ends up you do have like a, bronchial infection or something, the infection's got to be cleared up somehow. Otherwise, it'll just linger.
Yeah, but your body beats it. Like we haven't always had
eventually
antibiotics. Then again, a lot of people died really young.
Yes, important to keep that in mind.
That's back when 37 was old.
Just put me in a covered wagon and send me to Oregon.
It's like, I'll make it through the mountain path. It's okay.
I'm sorry if you covered this. When did the voices start?
Pretty much right away. Yeah.
So like a couple weeks ago?
Oh, no. Like Sunday I didn't sleep well.
Okay.
Monday I went to Fraser's and only ate 1 bite of food.
So it's been like a week.
It's been about a week.
Okay.
It's been about a week. Yeah. Yep.
Is that what they sound like?
No, they sound...
They don't sound like
They sound pitiful.
They don't go yep.
They sound,
like those dudes from Sesame Street. Is that were they Sesame Street? Like those aliens that did that? Yep.
Might have just been Muppets.
Muppets, okay. They were puppets, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they were Muppets.
I mean,
I see him, the Yip Yip Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yip, 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 yip.
They
Yip,
are
yip, yip,
Sesame
yip.
Street.
Yes. All right. Yip, yip, yip.
Those are also technically Muppets.
That's true.
Yeah, it's confusing, the Muppets and
The Muppets
their
are a
relationship
derivation
with
of Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little incestuous.
What makes a Muppet not a puppet? You put your hand in its butt?
Made by Jim Henson.
I was going to say, I think it's
okay.
just the product name. I think a Muppet is a form of puppet.
Yeah, it's a type of puppet made by the Henson Company under the Muppet branding.
And they have that look, the
And they have the
Sesame
look.
Street look.
Yeah, you know when you see it. You know
The Kermie look.
You take a look at a guy and you go, that's
a Muppet.
No, that's a Muppet.
That's a Muppet.
That's
Yeah.
a Muppet right there.
Unless you're in England, then it's got a whole different meaning.
Muppets are so much less scary than puppets.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
what
the
makes
difference.
that's what makes a Muppet is that you don't want to run out of the room when you see one.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in the middle of the night, I could wake up and the Swedish chef could be sitting next to my bed and be like, oh, it's just the Swedish chef. Yeah. As opposed to you wake up and you see a ventriloquist dummy.
Exactly.
You just look for something sharp to cut your wrist with.
Exactly.
Just take yourself out.
What if the voice you heard was the Swedish chef? You're laying
Well,
down.
I feel really bad for people with, is it tinnitus? Is that how you say it? My buddy Scott has that, where you constantly hear like a whooshing in your ear and you just can't get rid of it. Yeah, if I were hearing that thing like every time I breathed out, it would be terrible.
Somebody just got to not lay down.
It's been a struggle. I know you're all laughing and I'm laughing too, but every time you turn to your left or right and you hear that and I've tried to just accept it, integrate it into my life.
Well, ear, nose, throat all go together. I wonder if that's impacting your inner ear, and that's why you're hearing that.
Kevin says, go to bed with headphones on, listening to KMOX instead of the sound. So then I'd really hear some whining.
Did you ever try white noise or anything like that?
No.
Should try it. See
If you listen to KMOX when you went to bed, you'd just be hearing your own show.
That's right.
There's a 10.
And then you'd just be sitting there dying of laughter. So that wouldn't help.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you'd be
again,
trying.
I hope it goes away tonight.
You'd be trying to take your mind off the voices, and you'd lay down in bed and you just listen to your own voice telling you about the voices.
That's like when someone describes a horrible pain they have, and all you can do is go, I'm glad I don't have that.
Yeah.
KMOX celebrating 100 years. Presented by Purina. Your pet, our passion. Now on KMOX Pioneer.
Long before modern broadcasting took shape, Franz Laux became the very first full-time play-by-play announcer at KMOX and one of the most influential voices in early American radio. Beginning in the 1920s, Laux brought Cardinals baseball to life with his detailed storytelling that connected fans across the Midwest. His national broadcasts for CBS, including multiple World Series, helped cement KMOX as the home of big league baseball on the radio.
There goes a drive. Looks like it might be pretty close to the wall. It's taken out there in right field for the third out.
A true pioneer, Franz Laux laid the foundation for every great sports broadcaster who followed and helped build KMOX into the sports voice of St. Louis. Franz Laux, a KMOX pioneer.
So just straight up, Dr. Maupin at BioBalance Health and BioBalance Skin has made a big difference in my life, physically, emotionally too, I guess. The testosterone pellets that I have been getting now for, I think I'm into my 6th year. They don't just help out in the bedroom and in the gym and in the boardroom. They help out when you're sleeping. They help out just in general with your mood. There's one reason you sort of suffer in your middle age because your hormones are different. Your testosterone is falling and starts to fall sometimes in your late 30s. When you regulate that, you feel much better. Now, I'm 60. I don't feel like I'm 22, but I feel every bit like I'm 40, 45, something like that. Next door at BioBalance Skin, whether it's Botox or fillers or chemical peels or microneedling, you want to look your very best for the holidays. Here's the way to do it. Go to biobalancehealth.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey guys, Glover here from my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. If you need to sell your home to buy a new one, it's never been more important to have an experienced negotiator that you can trust. You need my friends Mark and Neil Gelman on your side. 314-336-1991. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
Hi, everybody. Tom Calhoun, your PA voice of the St. Louis Blues. Congratulations to KMOX, 100 years strong as the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS 123. Happy 2026. Is today the day you stop saying that?
What?
Happy New Year.
I don't know.
I almost said it to someone earlier, but then I was like, well,
I think it's the first time you see him that year. It's
yeah,
cool.
And it's like, to me, the first weekend of the year is over, so I guess I'm kind of done with the Happy New Year's at this point. I wouldn't judge anyone for saying it to me, but personally, I think I'm done.
Yeah. It's a bad day for procrastinators, which I am the CEO, because I don't need that much. I just need to know, for example, we're all going to dinner on Thursday, which we're not. But if we were, anything bad I have to do in my life, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll do that on Friday. I don't want to ruin my time up until Thursday.
Sure.
And so the new year is the ultimate. That's a 2026 problem. And even though I was here on Friday, it didn't count.
Mm-hmm.
Today counts. And today's one of those like, well, there's nothing else really. I mean, Nick's birthday's this week, and we're going to do some fun stuff. Trust me, I'm still procrastinating and justifying it. But you know what I mean? Where you just feel like, time to do those hard things.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mitch? Happy New Year.
Hello.
Dorothy says, I have the same sounds in my head when I lay down for the night. People just don't understand.
I will say, repeating people just don't understand doesn't make you sound less crazy.
Wow. Andrew's just like, I'm back.
Yeah, he is. He's back to antagonize the stream. His favorite hobby.
You're a troll with one client.
If you say something on the stream, I will go after you.
He will be like, happy birthday, Andrew. He's like, you don't even know me. What are you talking about?
The very people who support us the most. Andrew cannot stand them.
People just don't get it. Yeah, okay.
Another weird thing happened while I was sick, and I'm going to blame it on being sick, but I got up in the morning and opened the door and looked outside and saw my Jeep, and for an embarrassingly long time, I'm going to say 3 to 5 seconds, thought that someone had snuck to my house and jacked my Jeep up more.
Oh, no.
So
made it taller.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a lifted Jeep. I think it's a 3.5-inch lift. Like it's a jacked up Jeep, right? I didn't do it, bought it that way. someone else's, idea, the expense, the whole bit. But I love it. I've always loved jacked up Jeeps, but it looked higher. And it took me about 3 to 5 seconds to figure out someone probably didn't in the middle of the night do $3,000 worth of work to my Jeep just
in the driveway,
just for grin,
quietly.
This'll really show them.
Just an extra inch or two.
It's a bunch of 6'8" guys that are like, let's see him get this little shorty.
Although if you could see me getting out of my Jeep anywhere at any time, I've yet to get out of my Jeep once. Cool.
All right, so you got a bit ways to go. Do you step out forward? Do you step out like you're going down a ladder backward, or do you just jump?
Here's what I do. So I swing my legs around so I'm forward.
Forward, okay.
I put my left leg down toward the ground, but it doesn't just touch. It's still like a foot off the ground. Then I put my right foot on the running board, which is very thin.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of make this sound.
Yeah.
Until my foot hits the ground. And then I kind of make this sound. And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's not like Batman just pulled up.
Right.
It feels like getting out of your car would feel like stepping out of a window on a skyscraper.
Well,
you're just like, well, I know where to go but down.
Let's go.
It is sort of like when you're standing on a chair, which you shouldn't be fixing the blinds.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you have to get back down. That's kind of how
See, like when you're 50 plus, that's a process. And when you jump, it actually hurts your knees. But then when you were 30, you just fly out. You're like, I'm here.
For 100 years, you've welcomed KMOX into your cars, your kitchens, and your daily routines.
You've trusted us through breaking news, championship celebrations, and the stories that shaped our city.
You've listened during moments of joy and leaned on us when times were uncertain.
From overnight shifts to early mornings, from one generation to the next, you've made KMOX part of your life.
From everyone at KMOX, thank you, St. Louis, for 100 unforgettable years.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
So life's weird, right? I mean, things are going along swimmingly, and then you fall and you bust your elbow, like Dave Murray's wife Janice did, or your kid's playing soccer, and next thing you know, the referees are surrounding a kid who's crying, and you're like, oh my God, that's my kid, because they've twisted their knee or their ankle. Matt Bays is one of my good friends. He is a sports medicine doctor, an orthopedic doctor. He also practices regenerative medicine, which are the stem cell injections. So whether you've had an injury and you just need to see someone to find out, is it sprained, is it broken, or especially if you have something chronic, something structural in your joints, your knees, your ankles, your shoulders, go see Matt. He's a great doctor. He's a great guy, and he's completely committed to superior customer service for his patients, something you don't see a lot with doctors. 636-735-3003 or BaysSportsMed.com.
Hey, St. Louis City SC fans, mark your calendars now. The Boys in Red return to Energizer Park to kick off Season 4 Saturday, February 21st. And you could be there for the dawn of a new golden era of St. Louis soccer. Go to stlcitysc.com/tickets and reserve your seat now for the MLS home opener versus Charlotte FC. Limited quantities remain. See you soon, St. Louis.
It's time to check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast.
We have started a new warm-up as we go through our Monday afternoon. Now, it's nothing like Christmas week, no records, but we will be above average. Plenty of sunshine this afternoon, 59 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, 45. Tuesday, mostly sunny, 62. And Wednesday, mostly sunny, 59, a little pattern flip. For Thursday and Thursday night with periods of rain, and it's all rain Thursday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Renner Garage Door has you covered. Renner's been turning garage doors from zero to hero since 1966. RennerDoorSTL.com.
RENNER. RENNER.
The news news of 2025.
I'm very disappointed.
June.
Elon called Trump ungrateful.
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion.
The Israelis have targeted Iranian nuclear facilities.
The U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime.
The next move is Iran's.
For all the news of 2026, stay with 104.1 FM KMOX.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live. It's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour and complimentary lunch, or to learn more about our upcoming App University that can help enhance your everyday life. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
It's men's Billikens basketball action Wednesday night as they face VCU. Pregame 5:45, tip at 6 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Oh, and just while I'm complaining of the new year, I bit the point of my tongue real bad. So, yeah. The old pointy part.
That's better than the back part, though.
Yeah, I did that before I left, remember? I bit it like I was biting ham.
When you think about it, it's crazy that we don't bite our tongues
all the time.
Yeah. Our tongues are smart. They know how to, for the most part, stay out of the way of your teeth.
So true. So true.
Because you could really mess somebody
We
up.
got to call research and development and say, like, hey, guys, can we do this so we can't bite our tongues?
Yeah, okay. What is the main thing you would change in the system?
One pipe. Having one pipe to breathe
right.
and eat.
Yeah.
That even I could have seen that one coming.
Yeah, we could be like, we could avoid this whole choking thing.
Yes. If you had two pipes. Like, what's wrong? Like, I got a giant piece of meat stuck in my swallowing pipe.
But yep, I can still breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Saw a story today that McDonald's is being sued by people who thought that the McRib had rib meat.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I feel like we do this every year, people. It's not rib meat. It's
what is it?
It's meat that's shaped like a rib.
No, I get that, but like, what is it?
I mean, it's like pork, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure they just
okay. So it's just like I get you. It's like
it's
minced pork.
It's meat. It's real meat. It's just like smashed into the shape of a rib.
Yeah, I mean, we're all.
It's not like rib meat.
Look at Spam. Look at hot dogs.
Gotcha.
Look at lunch meat. We're pretty familiar with this.
It is this sounds great. It is a restructured pork patty made from ground pork shoulder mixed with water, salt, dextrose, and rosemary extract.
Yeah. Restructured.
It
was structured at one time.
We restructured it.
It looked like this, and then they ground it up and restructured it into what looks like a rib.
I mean, it's really weird, though, that you call it rib when it's not rib. Like, why isn't it the McPork sandwich?
Because if you called it the McGround pork sandwich, no one would want to eat it.
McPork burger.
I always hate it when the fast food places are like, and guess what? We use real chicken in our nuggets. I kind
Remember
of
when
assumed
McDonald's
that was
did that?
Yes.
They like revamped our nuggets. We're gonna make our chicken nuggets with chicken now.
Now
Like,
with chicken.
We're like,
this is not the
yay!
flex you think it is. We all assumed we were eating chicken from the beginning.
Oh my god,
that's fun.
I don't get the McRib thing.
I would eat one right now.
I mean, I've had one.
Yeah, I'd eat one.
It's not like gross or awful. It's just like not worth it. Not worth the hype. People get a little excited about them.
Yeah.
For your restructured pork sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling it a deliberate sleight of hand. And they do point out the McRib is among the most expensive individual menu items at McDonald's.
No.
I don't see what that has to do with it.
Making
though.
it seem like it's rib meat.
So why the fact that they can make it, the fact that they can restructure this meat, do they only put it out a couple weeks a year just because they know if they had it every day, people would get hip to the fact that it's gross?
No, I think it's just artificial scarcity.
Yeah.
People
Taco
like it.
Bell
so
is big with that.
Yeah, Taco Bell
Yep,
does it
yep.
too. They bring something around and then they say, okay, but it's only here for
Limited time.
And then people like me will go every day for those 3 weeks because they
you gotta
want
get
the,
them in.
Yeah, because they want the McRib or whatever.
So, question like from the legality of all of this, like if you can find the answer in a 4-second Google search, are you really being flim-flammed?
It's a great question.
Well, that's the thing. People try and
all you
come
gotta
for the
do
king.
is look.
People try and come for King Ronald every year because I think a lot of people remember the hot coffee lawsuit.
Right.
And I think they're like, hoo-hoo, this is my chance for a payday. And then it just doesn't work out.
I mean, unless they're advertising.
They're not actually doing anything wrong.
Yeah, unless they're advertising and saying real rib meat and then they don't deliver that, what are you actually suing for? You're just suing because you're too lazy to Google it?
They're suing because they think they can get rich off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm a judge, I'm like, you could have Googled it one time and you never had to eat another one.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It seems like reasonable to say that if you're not sure about something, that you should maybe look at it.
I was thinking about it last night. Family and I yesterday went to Original Pancake House in the Valley. Ever been out there? Rocking. Awesome.
Yum, yum.
Love it. You have to wait a couple hours, but it's really cool. If you had to give up one for the rest of your life, all breakfast foods, can never eat them again, or desserts.
Goodbye, breakfast. I'm sorry, breakfast.
Yeah, I'll probably have to get rid
I would
of
have to
breakfast.
think about it. I think I too would give up breakfast foods, but I'd have to think about it.
I need my treats, man.
I can't miss the other stuff.
Yeah.
Although breakfast foods, man, they can be like there are built-in desserts.
Yes, there are.
Built-in desserts with pancakes and waffles and such.
Mm-hmm.
French toast, yeah. Boy.
So they bring out this thing called a Dutch baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I know a Dutch
going
baby.
on
I know
with
what
the
those
Dutch
are.
baby?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it is. What is a Dutch baby?
Explain it. Explain it.
Go ahead.
Isn't it just like an enormous, like
Puffy,
several inch thick pancake?
basically.
Why do they call it a baby?
It's roughly the size and weight of a baby.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the shape of a baby. So we ordered one of those, and the server came out. And she's like, "You want me to do it for you? Because there's powdered sugar, lemon, and butter." And we're like, "Oh, you can walk us through it." So she walked us through how to do it, and she said, "Just don't put syrup on it. Like, trust me, just don't put syrup on it." And she walked away, and we did it up, cut it up. Everyone's eating it. Oh, so good. And then I put syrup on mine, and everyone's like, "You're not supposed to put syrup on it, idiot." And the waitress walked back by, and Maureen was going to ask her for something, and I thought she was going to dime me out for putting
He put
syrup
syrup
on
on
Put
it.
syrup on his baby.
And for real, for like 3 seconds, I was like trying to come up with my story. Like,
I didn't mean to.
they made me do it.
I just dropped it.
They dared me.
This isn't even my family. And then Maureen was like, "Could I get a little more coffee?" I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Wouldn't that be funny?
They're about to kick me out of the pancake house.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. This man here put syrup on the Dutch baby.
That's my level of like thinking I'm in trouble, though. I'm like, "Oh, this is great."
Dave's like, here we go.
Talk to the Dutch baby police.
I watched Nate Bargatze's latest stand-up. It's not new, but it's the latest one he did. I watched that this weekend, and he talks about he uses so much ketchup that one time a man came up to him and told him it was too much, and he's like, he doesn't want to get involved, but he feels like he has to say something.
I saw this thing about what they do with babies in Helsinki. And it's kind of twofold. They leave them out in the weather. They think that babies need to be in the cold weather, especially when they're napping. And so to effectuate that, if you go to Helsinki and you go to a bar or a restaurant or a store or something, you will see dozens of baby carriages lined up outside in the cold weather with them all bundled up, but alone. Just left alone. Like anyone could just go oh, baby for sale and just take it. But that's how different things are there. They're not worried about someone taking their baby.
It's wild.
Yeah, some societies just have a lot more social trust than we do here in the U.S.
Do they have people that sit out there and watch?
I don't think so. They didn't mention that. They were talking about the level of trust that people have.
But do you really think if you went to a park down here and you just left a baby in a carrier or whatever? I don't think somebody would come along and maliciously take. They might take it because they'd be like, "Oh my God, there's a baby here. I need to help this baby." But I don't think they would take it maliciously. I don't think they'd take it I'm stealing this baby or whatever. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be. I mean, some people definitely would. There's plenty of kidnappings.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, don't test it either way.
Yeah.
So I guess this is probably the way that So Finland has only about I just Googled it, 5.5 million people in population.
Oh, that's it.
So even if they have the same rate of psychos that we do, we are so much bigger that we have so many more.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So even if they have the same percentage, and I'm not saying they do, they might have a lower percentage for all we know.
Yeah.
But if they had the same percentage, it would be a much smaller number, although it would still be relative, right? Because they would be like, hey, babies, they know that people are going to do this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they don't have the psycho gene.
I also saw that they have caught a shark, tagged a shark or something that they're estimating to have been born in 1625.
Yes. Greenland shark.
Is it a Greenland shark? Yeah. Those are the ones that live for 1,000
Gonna be our
years.
sharks.
Yeah.
They're going to be called the United States shark soon.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greenland.
They are.
We'll take it from here. Give us your 1,000-year-old sharks. Ugly as sin, too. They look like they've been around for 400 years. Because I looked it up. It's so so I've thought about this before. It's so interesting that you have a Greenland shark which doesn't do anything. They're not super active. They don't know about TV and movies and such. They just kind of swim
like other
around.
sharks.
They just swim around, and every now and again they grab a bite of fish or whatever. And it's so interesting to me, what a life to live for
hundreds of years.
Yeah, they live for 1,000 years.
There's a lesson in there somewhere.
Just kind of slowly cruising around in the dark, occasionally biting a fish. It's for what purpose have you evolved to live 1,000 years? That's just really interesting.
They don't even know about TV.
They don't even know about TV and movies and stuff.
They have no idea what's going on TikTok, and I'm sad for them.
We humans, we get 80 years, and we got stuff going on.
Right.
We got stuff we're doing.
We're watching stuff.
We're watching stuff. We're not just lazily drifting around, biting fish every so often.
Not all of us?
Not all of us. Some of us. Not everyone.
So that's. So I guess
Kevin's going to be actually, they love movies.
No, I think the oldest documented living one is 400 years old.
Okay.
So that was if you flash back, that's when King James died. King James the First. That's how long that shark.
Yeah.
That shark has been around.
Yeah.
Through all of that, and obviously oblivious to it all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how many shows he's watched?
None.
Yeah, last he knew they were finishing up on that version of the Bible, and he thought that was just kind of it.
It's just crazy that
It's not going to get any better than this. You better just head into the ocean, drift around for another 400, 500 years.
Yeah, it's they pop their head up. They're like, oh, not yet.
That needs to bite a fish.
They're not ready for me yet.
They look nicer than other sharks. You know what I'm talking about?
They look sweeter. Yeah, they look more
Yeah.
friendly.
That's because they're just.
I feel like if I saw him, I'd be
Tired.
like, it's okay.
Hey, he's
He's
an old
just
man.
an old guy. Yeah.
I wonder, are they aggressive or are they kind of like?
They can't be too aggressive to live that long.
I guess not.
They don't want the smoke.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think now. Look, I'm not in shape or healthy in any way, and I also probably wouldn't swim better than they can either. But I think I could beat up a 400-year-old shark.
Probably can't swim
Yeah.
better.
I probably can't swim as good as they can. But I think even in the water, I think I could take a 400-year-old shark.
No, they are
disagree.
not. They are not considered aggressive.
See? And I am considered extremely aggressive.
But they do bite.
Really? Well, then they're aggressive.
Well, no, the aggression is not in the tools that they have, but in the way that they deploy them. They don't attack humans.
Okay. That was poetic.
Yeah. You like that?
I did.
I wrote that down once.
It's like, wow.
The meat of a Greenland shark is poisonous.
Oh!
Is that one of the ones that they use for the like Hjartfist or whatever from
Stinky canned fish?
Yeah, the stuff from Greenland that's like it's like fermented shark.
I would think not, because Rach just said it's poison.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. I think that's like it's poison and then you ferment it and it becomes like less poisonous.
Go to Sleep says, this is off topic, but one time David's talking about how he thinks he could drop kick a deer if he got a run at it. Still lives in my heart 10 years later. I don't remember that at all. I do remember talking about punching a baby deer.
That was very early on in my run on the show.
Why would you talk about that?
Because they're so cute. Yeah.
Okay, I looked it up. Andrew is right. You can eat the Greenland sharks after a lengthy curing and fermentation process.
All right.
Hakarl, it's called.
Hakarl.
Great.
Hakarl.
It's an Icelandic national dish.
That should be your name.
Hakarl.
Sounds great.
Carl, you get my guest plate.
Okay, we've got the chips, the fancy cheese, the sparkling cider. Oh, and I need to fill up the tank on the way home.
Look at the cart. We haven't even hit midnight yet, and you're already blowing your save money resolution for next year.
I'm not blowing it. I'm being smart. I'm using Upside.
Upside? That cash back app?
Exactly. I just claimed an offer, and just like that, I'm getting cash back on all these groceries. And I'll do the same at the gas station. It's how I earned an extra $250 this year.
Wait, $250?
Yep, that's extra cash I can cash out to my bank or throw onto gift cards to my favorite spots.
Download the free Upside app and start earning cash back now. Use promo code POP10 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code POP10. Make your resolution easy this year. Download the free Upside app today and use promo code POP10 for an extra $10 bonus on your first purchase.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Nominations for the 2026 Women of Achievement are now open. The St. Louis Area Award is the oldest ongoing program in the area whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and volunteer leadership of women. If you know an outstanding volunteer in the St. Louis metropolitan area, or if you are one, Women of Achievement wants to hear from you. Nominations, including self-nominations, may be submitted now through January 11th. Head to KMOX.com for more information.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ETHOS.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Neil Forever performs Neil Diamond live in concert at the Factory in Chesterfield on Friday, January 9th.
It's fantastic.
Friday, January 9th, Neil Forever performing all the hits of Neil Diamond at the Factory.
He is a great performer.
He's amazing.
Sounds just like Neil.
Rock and roll, we get on board. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Welcome back, DGS 152. Well, since Rachel's been asking, I got a list of things that people had to go to the ER to have removed from their bodies last year.
Yeah, you finished the report.
She said,
Like
"Where
from their ear?
is the butt list? Release the full butt
Get
list."
on it. It's January 5th. We should
Andrew.
have this by now.
Some of us are trying to be subtle.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
He can't hear us in here, so when we're like, oh, should we even talk about this? I don't know. He doesn't hear it.
I literally said to these guys, I have a list of stuff people put in their butt, but I'm not sure I can do it.
Andrew's like, release the butt list.
And I'm like, well, if you've been to the ER this past year,
They got any famous people in there?
Yeah, what are the famous people on the butt list?
well, now that it's
Well, what's on there? I'm
the
curious.
cat's out of the bag, so to speak. A bunch of uncooked pasta.
Okay.
Like as a bundle or like individual cases?
I'm assuming like a spaghetti.
Yeah, you'd think like a spaghetti. Angel hair.
Yeah, if it was like gnocchi or something, you'd be like, oh,
Yeah. Fettuccine, perhaps.
An egg, a rock, a corncob pipe,
Oh, man.
2 pencils.
You're just making a snowman at this
Hopefully
point.
unsharpened.
2. Like the first one. Wasn't enough.
Yeah, if they would have stopped at 1, they might not have made the list. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A light bulb, a
That's-
doorknob.
You always hear about the light bulbs, and it's really scary because like they break, I guess, is the problem.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Like you can't get them out without them
That's
breaking.
the problem.
But it does, like, it begs the question of, like, why did you choose that item?
Yeah.
Did you want to go through the experience
Right.
of going to the hospital and having them take care of that for you? Because,
Right.
yeah, I mean, just basic thinking it through a little bit.
A sandal,
A sandal, eh?
Oh.
a bunch of marbles, a baseball, a highlighter. Okay.
When you say that after a baseball, it's like,
A shampoo bottle.
Oh, God.
And a turkey baster.
The shampoo
got
bottle
stuck?
one. At least you could be like, I fell in the shower.
I fell in the shower.
That's a commonly used one, as I understand
fell on it. Yeah, I
yeah,
fell.
I tripped and fell on this light bulb.
Yeah.
You seem to know a lot about this.
I know a little about it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what am I?
Now that you mention this is all the TikToks you're going to get are going to be nurses telling me stories.
Fine with me.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house, on the walls, the patios, the walkways, the porch, or the chimneys? If so, you need to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. 314-645-1387. You might need one of two things: solid tuck pointing, the removal of old mortar with the replacement of new mortar throughout an entire wall or chimney, or maybe just spot tuck pointing. Spot tuck pointing involves the tuck pointing of a particular wall, a chimney, or other masonry surface in an area where it's needed the most. One example might be settlement cracks, usually found above or below windows or doorways. 314-645-1387. Call the company that the Brennans have called when we've needed tuck pointing. Morelli Tuck Pointing, the masonry specialists. Winner of the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here, talking a bit about FanDuel Sportsbook, which, by the way, the official sportsbook here of KMOX. There is a lot going on this time of year for people that are getting involved in the action on FanDuel. And right now, FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost for every college playoff game day. So that means more chances to level up your picks, more opportunity to turn big moments into bigger wins. You can do it your way. You can ride with favorites. You can take some shots on underdogs, build a parlay. Whatever you choose to do, you can then apply your profit boost and go for the bigger winnings. So FanDuel is the best place to get into the football action throughout the playoffs. And when you win, you get paid instantly. There's no delay. There's nothing like that. It's super easy to take your money out when that time comes to as well. So visit FanDuel.com/Missouri. That'll get you all the information you need to get your college playoff profit boosts today. Remember, 21 and older and present in Missouri to play. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 2 o'clock, we have a mix of sun and clouds and 61 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Kina in for Michael Calhoun. Our top story. At an emergency United Nations Security Council meeting, Ambassador to the UN, Michael Waltz, defended the U.S. military operation in Venezuela that led to the capture of Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
It's terrorizing criminals commit brutal crimes, including murders, kidnappings, extortions, and human, drug, and weapons trafficking. This administration, President Trump, will not stand for it.
Now, Denmark's Prime Minister is warning the U.S. against any move to take Greenland by force. CBS correspondent Kami McCormick.
The U.S. military intervention in Venezuela has reignited fears about President Trump's designs on the autonomous Danish territory. Analyst Rasmus Sindig Sondergaard.
What Denmark is trying to do is to signal very clearly this is an unacceptable provocation.
And British Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark must determine the future of Greenland and nobody else.
Several European countries have urged Trump to stop threatening a NATO ally. Kami McCormick, CBS News.
In the meantime, captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife entered not guilty pleas during their arraignments this afternoon inside a federal courthouse in New York City. From the business desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is officially shutting down. We get the latest from Stacey Lynn.
Less than a year after the Trump administration and Congress voted to defund the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, it's voted to shut down. The CPB, which helped fund the operations of local public TV and radio stations, announced that its board of directors voted to close the organization after 58 years, rather than continue to exist and potentially be, quote, vulnerable to future political manipulation or misuse. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
A check of the Dow from Stifel at this hour. It is up 697 points, almost 698, 49,079 at this hour. And a check of traffic. We do have a couple of problems out there right now. For eastbound, 40 drivers past 141. Watch out, the right lane is closed due to moving road work. Northbound 70 and make that 170 at I-70. The right lane is closed. That's also for road work. And southbound 270 at Doherty Ferry, watch out for a stall. It doesn't look like there's any lane blockage with this, but we do have crews still working with that accident. Eastbound 44 onto northbound 55 as you head into downtown. The left lane is closed there. Our weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, Dave Murray has it.
We have started a new warm-up as we go through our Monday afternoon. Now, it's nothing like Christmas week, no records, but we will be above average. Plenty of sunshine this afternoon, 59 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, 45. Tuesday, mostly sunny, 62. And Wednesday, mostly sunny, 59, a little pattern flip. For Thursday and Thursday night with periods of rain, and it's all rain Thursday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You know, at some point we're going to pay for this weather. 61 degrees right now in St. Peter's, 60 in Florissant, and downtown of the Arch at 61. I'm Maria Kina, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX. A few minutes past 2 p.m. Coming up at, great. Coming up at 2:15 is Brad Young. Going to talk about the legalities of what's going on in Venezuela. That's perfect. Hour from now, 3 p.m., we have Jeff McCausland on, Colonel McCausland, who will talk about the same thing. We've not talked about it at all. Haven't even brought it up today. Let's do that now. So we all woke up, was it Saturday?
Saturday morning.
To find out that we had invaded Venezuela and we had taken Maduro and his wife and were taking them to New York City to be prosecuted in the Southern District for narco-terrorist charges. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still figuring this one out. And it's not a slam dunk because of some of the emotion. It's either legal or it's not. It's either the right thing to do or not. And I don't know either of those things. We'll learn a lot more from Brad and the Colonel in the next hour or so. And the emotion is because Maduro is evidently a really bad guy. Now, he's not really been on my personal radar. I've known who he is. I knew there were shenanigans like in most of, Central America. But I just wasn't invested in it. And I know that Donald Trump has been talking about it and blowing up boats and saying, then he blew up a dock and now this. But when you say it, when you say the United States military crossed the borders of a sovereign country and took their sitting president and his wife into custody by force, killing dozens and dozens of people, and returned them to our country, and then held a press conference saying that we were now going to run the country. And if you saw Donald Trump being interviewed on Air Force One, the reporter asked, who's in charge of Venezuela? And he said, I shouldn't say because it's controversial. And she said, who? And he said, us. So he thinks it's controversial. He thinks people are going to be pissed about it. So we're running the country, and the only detail that we've had is he said the people behind me who were Rubio, General Kane, and Hegseth. So we went into a sovereign country, took the president. Now we're going to run the country, and we're going to use our companies to take their national resources, and at least some of it will be used to pay us back for the damages that they've done, which is about as amorphous as you can get. So the first part, here's this bad guy doing bad things that's affecting Americans, and he's been charged in the United States with crimes. This is a law enforcement matter backed up by the military. Okay. The other side of it, what I just said, which there's no lie there. Everything I just said is true and factual. That part seems crazy to me. Crazy. Like, we just shut down our government for 35 days because we don't know how to run it. Can't find our ass with both hands. But now we're going to run another country that's in huge trouble and gangs and opposition and violence. Like, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like we're just kind of taking over a third world country in order to, just bleed them dry.
Well,
of all their money and resources.
I don't know if you guys have been watching. I'm sure you have. But people are saying things like Rubio was on Meet the Press yesterday, and Kristen Welker was like, well, what about Cuba? And I'm just sitting back waiting for the softball answer, like, well, it's a completely different thing. And he's like, yeah, I want Cuba. And then Donald Trump would ask about Greenland, and he was joking around. He's like, give me 20 days before we talk about Greenland. But he was like, yeah, for sure, we need Greenland too.
So, to me, there's a lot that I don't like about the concept. First of all, someone else being a bad guy in another part of the world does not give us jurisdiction over that part of the world unless there's an open and direct attack. Like, for example, we knew that Al-Qaeda was based in Afghanistan. So we went to Afghanistan to go get the people that attacked us, right? Logical. Probably could have done it a different, better way, but that's hindsight. At the time, you knew what you knew. This is more like Iraq in the sense that it took a bunch of bogus justification to get you to that point, right? The term narco-terrorism is nonsense. Terrorism is advancing a political cause with violence. Drug dealers are not advancing a political cause. So they create that term, and it's not this administration. This term's been out there for a while. That term is meant to evoke a danger to us that doesn't exist, terrorist. Less than 10% of all the illegal drugs that come into the United States come from Venezuela. Less than 10%. So why are we worried about the 10% and not the 90%? Why aren't we taking over Mexico? Because that's the path where it comes through. Why are we not taking over Colombia? Because that's where it all starts. That's where the cocaine comes from, for example. So when you start to add up just what things are and what they mean, the official cover or the official story that we're given doesn't make any sense. We're going to charge them with, quote, narco-terrorism. But again, terrorism is about political idealism and not about selling drugs. And this country is so far away from us that they're not directly attacking us. And again, a very small percentage of what comes here is from that country. So why are we using such flimsy things as a what do you call it? A precursor for this kind of action? Because there are all kinds of leaders around the world who do terrible things that are harming the United States in one way or another. Russia hurts us more than anybody else. They're the ones with the troll farms and all of the hackers that are constantly taking shots at us. Why aren't we going and grabbing Putin? Well, we know why, because that would be a much bigger conflict, right? We need to be better than that. Don't we? I mean, if we have a problem, if there's a problem with the leader of a country, is that not an international problem and not a United States problem?
Yeah, I would feel better about it. Better, not good, but I would feel better about it if we had just taken him and been like, we took him. Sorry, Venezuela, we took him. Now you guys do whatever the hell you're going to do. You have elections, you promote
they have a vice president.
Right. But the fact that we took him and then we immediately said, we're just going to run it. We're just going to run the country. And we're going to take possession of your oil fields, and we're going to do it for you because you guys are too stupid to do it. And then we're going to take some of it because you guys have damaged us.
And again, damaged us meaning what? So what was the history there? We talked about this earlier. How did Venezuela damage the United States? Well, it started with Chavez, right? Nationalizing the oil fields.
Right.
Those oil fields were being run by companies, American companies. So the United States of America was not the one damaged, but these companies were. These are international oil companies, by the way. They're not just, they may be based in the U.S., but they run around the world. So they lost out. But how long ago was that? Maduro didn't do that. He continued it. But how different is this than countries in the Middle East that took back their oil when it was the British that held it for so many centuries? And I'm not saying it's good or right. I don't think anything that was happening in Venezuela is good. Two things can be true. Maduro can be a terrible person and a bad guy and a criminal, and we still should follow the law. We should be the example for doing things the right way, not just feeling like we're getting a bad guy.
And I also think because we don't recognize him as president, and I get that.
Sure.
Everything I know about the 2024 Venezuelan election is shady.
Yes.
However, we just went through this ourselves. We had a sitting president who lost an election and fought back. And January 6th and all the impeachment and that whole thing. I don't think we would have looked kindly on another country coming in thinking they knew what was best for us because we had shenanigans with our presidency and just taken them and taken over. Now, I know it's different because Donald Trump wasn't involved in narco-terrorism and hurting Venezuela, but I just don't find it enough that the Venezuelans think that the election was stolen. That's terrible. I guess that's what the UN should be for. UN is useless, but that should be a place you can go.
Yeah.
And the world can say, naughty, naughty, you can't be president anymore. But it doesn't work that way. But I'm just also not super comfortable with us looking around the world, seeing who has presidential shenanigans going on and saying, let's go grab them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like you said, then proceeding to be like, and we'll just be making all of the decisions from now. That is the part that really confuses me
let's
as
also
well.
keep in mind, who did we just release from prison who was a convicted drug dealer?
Yeah.
Was it president of where?
I want to say Honduras.
Honduras. We just released a, quote, narco-terrorist. Literally just released one that was doing the same alleged things. Why? How do those two things add together?
Well, he was asked that question, and twice that I saw, and both times he said that he was, the guy from Honduras, and this is almost a direct quote, was treated by the Biden administration a little bit like a guy named Trump. This is what Trump said. So his information was that Biden was being bad to the president of Honduras, and Trump felt like Biden was being bad to him. He felt like they had a kinship, And that's why he did the pardon.
I mean, a jury of American citizens found the man guilty. Right? That wasn't Biden that did that. It was 12 Americans who sat on a jury and said, this evidence is pretty convincing. He's convicted. Right? Nothing was done by fiat. Nothing was done by an order or a writ. It was following the United States protocol. And again, are you saying he didn't do those things? Is that the argument? Are you saying that the president of Honduras did not do those things? Was not involved in drugs? Was not involved in any of this? If that's the case, great. But you also still have to prove your case, in this case with Maduro.
All right, when we come back, Attorney Brad Young will join us and talk about the legalities of the situation. Tell you guys about Michael's Baths. I have Michael's Flooring. I have Michael's Baths, and they're both fantastic. They're both similar in that they do the same stuff that the big guys do. Like Mike at Michael's Flooring has Shaw, Coronet, Mohawk. He just sells it for less. And Mike at Michael's Baths has actually better products than Bath Fitter and 3-Day Kitchen and Bath, but he charges up to 50% less on that and labor. So I've yet to hear from a single person. I've heard from many people who have received bids from Mike and used them for their bathroom remodel. I've yet to hear from anyone who said, hey, I met the guy and I didn't like him, or what you said was just not true. So I think it's going very, very well for Mike. If you're a disabled veteran, you can get this bathroom remodel for little or no money out of pocket. He does them every week. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The news of 2025.
The motion is adopted.
July.
We're sort of celebrating like the biggest bill of its kind ever signed.
Democrats and Republicans have very different takes from their visit of Alligator Alcatraz.
I know of no reason why this administration should not release all the files on Jeffrey Epstein.
Hulk Hogan was professional wrestling.
For all the news of 2026, stay with 104.1 FM KMOX.
St. Louis City SC is teaming up again with Enterprise to salute the people who make our city shine bright. The Exceptional Neighbor program presented by Enterprise is back, and now you can help us find the class of 2026. Nominate your friend, coworker, or anyone who's going above and beyond for the STL region, and they could be featured on the pitch during halftime. Go to stlcitysc.com/exceptional neighbor now through January 9th and tell us who you think deserves to be an exceptional neighbor. Presented by Enterprise.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Want to build income without a second job? Learn how real estate investing can help you create extra income one step at a time with Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
This is John Sheehan, KMOX General Manager from 2007 to 2018.
Congratulations to all my friends at KMOX on your 100-year birthday.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 220. Happy New Year. Thanks for being with us. First show back with all four of us. Attorney Brad Young joins us. Hello, Brad.
Hey, Dave. Welcome back.
Thank you, buddy. So help us out here. The stream's going crazy. People going back and forth about whether we should have snatched Maduro or not. Let's first talk about it legally and the legal justifications for it and whether you agree with those or not.
Okay, to break this down, we need to separate two different aspects of this situation legally. You have the abduction of Maduro, and then you have whether he will be convicted or not. And those are two completely separate things legally. So let's just look at the abduction right now. And what I did is over the weekend, I pulled up the court cases involving Manuel Noriega. When we went in 1989, we grabbed him out of Panama, brought him back to the United States to stand charges, essentially toppled his government in Panama. And I looked at all of the court decisions regarding his trial and conviction in the United States. And he raised all of the issues that you would expect, that I was a sitting head of state. I have immunity because I was a head of state. You illegally entered the country. You abducted me. You hauled me into prison in the United States, and I shouldn't be here. And the court overruled on all of those points. And really what the key factor is, does the United States government recognize him as being the properly elected head of state of Panama? And the court found then that he wasn't, that the United States did not recognize him as the leader of Panama. So therefore, his abduction was legal. Well, apply that to the current situation. And the United States has not recognized Maduro as the head of the Venezuelan government. So at least if you compare those two cases, this appears to be legal. And keep in mind, this is coming from me, who said that the bombing of the boats was illegal because there was no justification for the military to literally kill those individuals because they were not indicted. They had no due process. We didn't even know who the drug runners were in the boats. So it's not like I'm finding this for Trump because I'm a Trump supporter. I'm just breaking it down based on the law. There was no legal support for blowing up the drug boats, but there is ample legal support for what Trump did over the weekend in terms of abducting Maduro and bringing him to the United States based upon the indictment from New York.
Okay. And now whether we can get a conviction or not, right?
Yeah, now that's a whole different thing. So I actually went point for point. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I went point for point through the actual indictment. And essentially the indictment comes down to a narco-terrorism conspiracy, a cocaine and fentanyl importation conspiracy, and also leadership of a terrorist organization using drugs. And I think that there's going to be the weak point legally on this, on his conviction, is, at least as of today, I've not seen any evidence, actual evidence that links him, Maduro, to actually running this cartel of the Suns. Now, maybe, obviously, the government may have some evidence here that has not been publicly disclosed, but I see that as being the most difficult part of this, is actually getting a conviction.
And Brad, switching hats and putting on your conservative pundit hat, how did it hit you when you woke up on Saturday?
Well, it goes completely against what MAGA, I'm not a part of MAGA, but MAGA's whole point was, and Donald Trump made this point many, many times, that he was complaining about Bush 41, Bush 43, Republicans, Dick Cheney, the Republican Party for attempting to nation build, whether that was in Afghanistan, whether that was in Iraq. Donald Trump campaigned on getting us out of these foreign wars, and yet he did exactly, politically, he did exactly what he campaigned against, which is trying to nation build and make the United States the police officers of the world. So I think from a political standpoint, it's disingenuous to say, for Trump to say he had to do this when in fact he campaigned on something that was the exact opposite.
How much of this do you think is because of the oil, Brad?
Oh, I think 100. Well, I think 90% of it's the oil. Okay. I'm not going to say 100 because I do think there's a certain wag the dog situation here because Donald Trump was in the news almost every day regarding Epstein. And now with Venezuela, it's kind of like, who's Epstein? Who's that? So there's that wag the dog situation where you create a crisis in order to divert attention from a different crisis. I think that's probably about 10% of it. 90% of it is the oil. And if you look at the numbers, Venezuela was enormously wealthy as a country. We got lots of oil, different kind of oil. It's heavy crude as opposed to sweet light crude that we get out of the United States, but it's still an abundance of oil. Number one oil reserves in the world. And I think oil certainly had a lot to do with it.
It's a fascinating thing, Brad, because when you look at DEA reports for decades and decades, right? Not just new stuff or not just stuff from the Biden administration, but the way the research has been done by people who investigate drug crime, almost nothing from Venezuela comes here. Their market in the drug market is Europe. It's other parts of the world. So like less than 10% of what affects us comes from Venezuela, which is an interesting fight to pick. But then when you say, well, the oil is the thing, it makes it a lot more obvious why this case is being brought.
Sure. And he could make that argument. Maduro could make the argument that, look, even if we assume for discussion purposes that Venezuelan drugs, that I was the head of some kind of a cartel, those drugs really weren't coming to the United States. Obviously, he's never going to admit that.
Right.
But
Right.
the point being is that if any drugs are coming to the country and it's provable from a legal standpoint, one can say that's fine. I mean, there's no requirement that the drug importation has to be of a certain level, all right? So any level would be sufficient legally, but is it sufficient politically when in reality, the real issue here is that the socialists were squandering these oil reserves, and in all likelihood, this move was taken in order to recapture the use of that oil in the world markets. That's really what's going on, which raises a different question. Should we be invading other countries for their natural resources? And of course, the answer to that is no. But legally speaking, I think at this point, the Trump administration's on far more solid ground for this abduction than they were with the firing missiles at drug boats out in the ocean.
It's an interesting thing. Do you guys legally, Dave and Brad, like what I find interesting is I think there's a difference between what we did here, which is take Maduro and bring him back here to face trial, and also then saying, all right, now we're running the country, which is I think that's the part that bothers me. I don't give a crap about Maduro. He's a bad guy. And if you can prove he's breaking the law, wonderful, put him in prison. I don't care. But there's that other part where we're taking over a sovereign nation. And we tried that in Afghanistan and Iraq, and we wasted trillions of dollars and lost thousands of soldiers' lives, and we did not accomplish either goal. And in fact, both are probably worse than they were before.
Well, I understand that Trump has said that, and I watched the press conference actually more than once. So I know he said that, but realistically right now, the Pentagon released a statement today stating that there are currently no troops in Venezuela. So when we say that we're running the country, there's really no evidence of that. In fact, I think it's Delcy Rodriguez has been sworn in as the acting president. We haven't taken any further action with regard to the running of Venezuela. So if the true purpose is to get to the oil, at least to allow U.S. companies to exploit those oil reserves, then that's going to require another military action because right now nobody's there. And that obviously is very problematic.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
For 100 years, KMOX has been the voice of St. Louis, informing, entertaining, and connecting our community. Now, we live a century of service at KMOX100.com, a website that allows you to explore classic KMOX audio, rare photos and video, and the legendary voices that shape St. Louis. Every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat lives on at KMOX100.com.
Let's go to Dave Murray's weather forecast.
We have started a new warm-up as we go through our Monday afternoon. Now, it's nothing like Christmas week, no records, but we will be above average. Plenty of sunshine this afternoon, 59 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, 45. Tuesday, mostly sunny, 62. And Wednesday, mostly sunny, 59. A little pattern flip for Thursday and Thursday night with periods of rain, and it's all rain Thursday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler for Game Day Men's Health. You'll find them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Look, it's the time of year where everybody's doing something, right? You're trying to feel better. You're getting past the holidays and recovering. Maybe you're thinking about new fitness goals or performance issues, just in general. Well, whatever you may be thinking about, Game Day has really good help for a lot of things. Like I'm doing the testosterone replacement therapy. I went in 7-8 months ago, went through the initial consultation, which, by the way, is an hour or less, and that includes the full consultation, blood test, because everything's done in-house, so they're not cutting corners or anything. They just have everything they need right there to do everything in a timely manner so you get your solution. For me, it's the TRT. Maybe that's something, you want to start the new year feeling better to get on a new routine. Great, join me. But if you're thinking about medical weight loss, they have amazing options there as well. Game Day has its own pharmacy now, so that allows them to offer the same safe and effective medicines you can get elsewhere at really low prices and all treatment plans, whether it's TRT or medical weight loss or even performance issues in the bedroom. Everything is overseen by board-certified medical professionals. For the medical weight loss, they offer this to both men and women. So even though it's called Game Day Men's Health, doesn't mean the ladies are out when it comes to this one. So all you need to do to get started is check out the website. They got a lot of great options. If you are a first responder, active duty military, a veteran, they do a lot of good discounted prices. They also have priority scheduling to fit your schedule. So check it out, GameDayMen'sHealth.com, and then you can get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
How many of you think taxes will go up in the future? And if they do, who will get hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA for years, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Thursday, January 22nd or Tuesday the 27th. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to YourMoneyMattersSTL.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents nor representatives may offer tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with their qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
NeoVitan began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created NeoVitan, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with NeoVitan, available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, and NeoVitan.com. NeoVitan, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
It's men's Billikens basketball action Wednesday night as they face VCU. Pregame 5:45, tip at 6 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our segment with Bernie is brought to you by Siliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon Comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 235. Big Blonde Dan says, great discussion. This is why I love the DGS. I get it. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, we will talk about the Maduro situation again at the top of the hour when Colonel McCausland joins us. So I'm sure he'll have very definitive views on that. So between Brad and Colonel McCausland, I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable. Bernie Miklasz joins us. Bird, Happy New Year, my buddy.
It's good to hear your voice again, Dave Glover. Happy New Year to you and the entire DGS.
Thank you, pal.
Thanks, Bernie.
So Wheels and I were just discussing your video on Arenado. Let's talk about that. We'll use that as a jumping off point for all things Cardinals.
Yeah, it was more than just about Arenado. I was just talking about, Chaim Bloom's done a good job of replenishing the pitching supply, but hasn't really done anything to address the offense, and he's in a
Oh. Sounds like a connection.
That's a long pause.
Guess we have to try to reconnect that.
I'm not getting levels from him right now. I think Bernie's probably going to have to reload or something.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's an interesting premise that Bernie's using as a jumping off point to talk about the offense as a whole, because when you're in the middle of a rebuild, one of the things that would be really detrimental, and this is not a knock on Nolan Arenado, it's just a statement of what you are when you're a rebuilding team, is you don't want to be spending 500-600 plate appearances on an aging player in decline when you're trying to get as much opportunity for younger players as you can. So, when you're thinking about the possibilities of this offseason of trading him, which is what they're trying to do, and they're going to have to eat a lot of that money, half of it, maybe 75%, I'm not exactly sure. To release him, you have to eat all of it. And they've said they're not going to do that, but I think any result that has him here is bad for the player and bad for what the rebuild is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interesting thing because, what's gotten them in trouble in the past is kind of adhering too much to old principles. We used to do this. We want to honor the veteran player. We don't want to release the veteran player. Well, maybe you don't want to release him because you don't want to pay all of the money, which is totally fair if you can find a team that'll trade for him.
Just so I understand this a little bit better, had we made the playoffs the last few years and we're a contending club, would you be saying, let's hold on to Nolan for the rest of his contract?
It would depend on the structure of the rest of the team and how people were performing. So let's say we're in a world where Nolan Gorman took the next step, and he's not an all-star, but he's a legitimately known commodity, and Jordan Walker was good, and Victor Scott was good. If you're in that world where the other offensive players, because that's what it would have taken, right, is the players that haven't really achieved playing well to be what you're talking about, then sure, I could make an argument that the veteran presence in the clubhouse, who's one of the hardest workers out there and still a strong defender, could be an asset on a contending team, even if he's not the star that he used to be.
All right, I think we have Bernie back. Bernie, welcome back.
Do you hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Please, continue.
I'll be brief. Yeah, I was just going to say, the video today was about the offense in general. It hasn't been addressed, and with Arenado and Donovan still on the roster right now, the Cardinals, as they're constructed, would return 88% of the guys they have on the team. Represent 88% of the plate appearances the entire team took last year. So they've already subtracted Contreras from that. They're only who led him in home runs and RBIs. So this offense was really, really, really bad last year, and they haven't added anything. They've subtracted Contreras. Then you have the problematic situation, which I heard you talking about. It's one thing to trade Donovan. I still think it'll happen, but if they don't, it's not like it's a crisis.
Right.
It would be a missed opportunity because they won't get assets for the future. But if they can get around having Donovan, and he's a plus in a lot of ways. But if they can't move Arenado, they got a big problem because it presents a log jam in the infield. It'll block younger players. And as you guys were talking about, it's a situation where they're going to have to stop the hero ball worship, and they're going to have to just say, look, if Arenado turns down a trade, for example, they say, look, you got to understand a part-time player here. Maybe you'll play third base against when a left-handed starting pitcher is on the mound for the other team. Maybe you'll play first base when a lefty is starting for the other team. But it's not going to be the old days where, you're going to have 450, 500, 550 plate appearances, because the offense just isn't there anymore. So Chaim Bloom, this is the tricky part of his rebuild in the early days. What do you do with this offense when you don't have a lot of talent and you already lost a guy, you traded a guy that's a big bat for you, and you're not sure whether you're going to be able to move Arenado and Donovan, but Donovan probably likely, but I can't say that for sure. We don't know yet.
Right. It's a fascinating thing, Burn, because as you said, if you end up with Donovan, he doesn't block any one person because he can move around, right? Because Newt may or may not be ready beginning of the year. Well, all right, boom. Donovan can play some left field. He can play some third and first and second. You can move him to make it work. Where Nolan Arenado, it's just he's a third baseman, and if he's there, the manager has shown a proclivity to just write his name in the lineup automatically.
Right. And one of the things that bugs me a little bit about this, and I have great respect for Arenado, and I think he will be a Cooperstown Hall of Famer
for sure
after his career. But I hear people say all the time, it's like, well, you got to treat him with respect. I mean, after all, he's a future Hall of Famer. What? he does not have a Hall of Fame caliber bat at this point in his career. You don't have to treat him like a Hall of Famer. You treat him like a Hall of Famer when he's getting inducted, and the Cardinals, and everyone in the organization goes there to honor him. By that logic, and I hear so many people say it, by that logic, some of the greatest players in the history of the game, even when they lost their offensive ability and were a liability offensively, none of them would ever be given a reduced role, ever. Now, does that make sense to anybody?
No.
No. But the Cardinals love this hero ball stuff, so I don't entirely trust them on this. But I think they'll do the right thing ultimately.
I would think that there will be when the dust settles. I mean, when it comes to the Donovan stuff, Bern, it seems like the ball is in the Cards' court to a degree. I'm sure they have offers, but are they getting what they want? And with Arenado, I'm sure there will be a team that could say, yeah, we would like an upgrade on defense to bat seventh for us and bring in, a good work ethic or whatever. But right now we're still waiting on Alex Bregman and we're waiting on Bo Bichette. And a lot of the teams that might end up falling back to those guys are probably looking at those guys and maybe Ketel Marte as primary options because those guys are just higher level players.
Yeah, the Angels are a fit. I've been saying that for a very long time. The question is, would Arenado be willing to go there? Because they're not going to be. The Angels are probably going to be better, but not a contender. But he's from Orange County. That's where he grew up. And the other thing, he would play there more than he would play here. And I would say that the Angels will probably have. Well, they will have a better team than the Cardinals this coming season. So I think Arenado is a sharp guy. I really do. I hope he understands that. His choices are going to be very, very limited. And, maybe sitting on the bench in St. Louis is not a good situation for him. It wouldn't make him happy. Right. And I do understand his feelings, but this is a time where the feelings don't matter as much.
Yeah. You guys want to kick around the NFL playoffs a little bit?
Sure.
Well, I like the fact that there's so many teams. Every year in the NFL, it's one of the reasons why the NFL rules the planet Earth. Every year, when you look at the playoff field, there's always about 6-7 teams that weren't there last year. 6-7 teams that were there last year but didn't make it this year. There's always new blood in the playoffs, and I really like that aspect of it. And I think, in particular, I've been looking at some of the odds. Seattle, the percentage of them winning the NFC title is really, really high, relatively speaking. But if you look at the AFC, which is interesting to me, that baby is wide open.
Yeah.
Because Denver's got a great defense, but not a good offense. And if you look at the AFC teams, New England doesn't play good defense. Houston, great pass rush, but they have some problems elsewhere. Jacksonville's actually a really strong team.
They're fun.
Buffalo has got a lot of issues, but they do have Josh Allen, so they're desperate. The Chargers get overlooked at times, but I don't know, man. I think they have a problem stopping the deep pass, and they're going to be facing some teams along the way that can throw the ball deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget about Pittsburgh. They're going to play Houston in the first round. Aaron Rodgers does not like to be hit. And Houston's got the best pass rush in the league, and they're going to be all over him. He won't have a chance to do the damage. I'm glad to see him back in the playoffs, though. So, I don't know. Those are just some early thoughts. But if you look at Jacksonville, 13 losses last year, 13 wins this year. They have a St. Louis in James Blackstone, who is Gladstone. I'm sorry, James Gladstone.
Mm-hmm.
That was a neighbor of mine. They have a St. Louis and the general manager, 34 years old when he was hired, a first-year coach. And it to me, the inspirational thing about the Jaguars is that for all of these NFL teams that let everything get stale, they're afraid to take a chance on a young GM, a young head coach, so they let everything get moldy. And then they're like, well, how did that happen? I love the fact that the Jaguars, after making many mistakes, the fact that they were really proactive to say, look, we want to just bring in the smartest people we can find to lead this thing. And we don't care that they're a little inexperienced. We'll grow with them. And it worked out great for them. It really did. So, and you got Mark Lamping, native St. Louis, and of course, used to run the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. He's the team president still. You got their general managers of St. Louis, and I think both of them went to Vianney. So it's really, I love the St. Louis connection there as well.
It's interesting to see a guy like Liam Cohen too do well and get Trevor Lawrence playing to a level that we thought he'd be when he was the first pick.
Well, see, where the Jaguars were smart, they went to the LA Rams because that combination of Les Snead and Sean McVay is as good as any general manager coach tandem in the league. And both of those guys, Liam Cohen and James Gladstone, were developed, so to speak, in that LA Rams football operation. So they went to where the smart people were. And look at the immediate results they got.
Burn, tell us about Saliga.
Be happy to. Saliga Heating and Cooling. By the way, since we're in 2026 now, I guess technically it's 100 years for Saliga Heating and Cooling in business in the city of St. Louis and taking care of St. Louis families for 100 years. The same family continuously owned. The fourth generation owner now is Dan Saliga. But how about that track record? And I've always said, if you want to find out who is really good and who you can trust and who checks all the boxes, what about a family business continuously owned since 100 years? And they're still getting more and more and more and more calls from St. Louis families every day talking about, hey, we really need your help on our heating and cooling. This Daikin Comfort Dealers got the track record, the credibility, the history that should give you confidence. That's the way it works for us in the Miklas family. We give them the highest grades, and more than anything, they're so smart about what they do, and they're so professional the way they conduct themselves. But they are so honest. It's exactly what you're looking for, somebody you can trust that has all the other qualities you want. So take a look at all of their services, including their maintenance plan that's going to save you money by extending the life of your equipment. Just find out more about Saliga Heating and Cooling by going to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Winterfest is back for the 10th year in Keener Plaza, now through January 11th. Enjoy Winterfest traditions, including ice skating, s'mores, and igloos underneath 100,000 twinkling lights in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. Grab a a bite or drink from downtown favorites and enjoy a family-friendly New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular. Winterfest, hosted by Gateway Arch Park Foundation, presented by Bank of America and Worldwide Technology. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Want immediate cash for your home or see what your home is really worth in today's market? Find out for free from the local experts, my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out thegelmanteam.com today. That's thegelmanteam.com.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 252. Emily Van Nata on the stream says, hey, DGS, welcome back. I've been listening since I was 21, and today's my 39th birthday. Happy birthday, Emily.
It's an OG right there.
That's right.
That is so cool.
We brought her up right.
Yeah, you did.
So I have a question. Let's keep the sports segment going for a couple minutes. By the way, Colonel Jeff McCausland will join us at the top of the hour. We had Brad Young on to talk about the legalities of the Maduro situation. We'll have the Colonel on to talk about the military considerations. So I know that the game has changed immensely, over the decades and decades. But how did the Cardinals manage such longevity of success with never really doing a rebuild?
It's really hard. First of all, it starts with the fact that they had such long-term cornerstone players, right? If you look at the first 10, 11 years of the 2000s, you had Albert Pujols. You had one of the greatest hitters ever to live playing for your team. And on top of that, you had one of the greatest defensive catchers ever to play. And you had Adam Wainwright through a lot of that run from 2006 on. So you had cornerstone players that were with you for a long time. And Yachty was here for 20 years. Albert was only the first half of that. But when you have that level of player, that's how you build around and stay good. Because then you don't need that level of player every few years. You've got them, and you just build around that with the Lance Berkmans and Carlos Beltrans and guys like that. And then it's not a coincidence that when they no longer had those players at that level,
went south.
We started to go south. And then you went out and got Goldschmidt, Arenado. And for a period, they were those guys. They were both MVP candidates not that long ago, but then age catches up. Mm-hmm. And, then your shortcomings start to show because their shortcomings in developing starting pitching have been happening for about 7 years. And it just took this much time, not this much time, but, probably until 2 years ago for it to start catching up where you're like, now these guys that we acquired to be our stars who are paid like stars are starting to slip, and we don't have new ones of that level to carry the rock. So, that's how you did it, is they were really good at the beginning of all of this at bringing in, Walt Jocketty was masterful in using the system as it was to get guys like Mark McGwire and Matt Holliday. Well, Matt Holliday was a Mo thing, but to get Larry Walker at the time and Scott Rowland way back in the day. So they were great at that. And on top of that, you had these young, long-term stars.
So I think the narrative among some segment of Cardinal fan has become the DeWitts just want to win on the cheap. They're so cheap. They're so frugal. They're not willing to pay stars. But that's a mischaracterization of history.
A year ago, they had a $180 million payroll. Like, if you wanted to do it cheap, you could do what the Rays do. You could play in the bottom 10, bottom 7, bottom 8, at a year in, year out basis and still be good if you want to play that way. They've not been that. They've outspent over time. Now, again, these last couple of years, they've scaled back because they should. When you're rebuilding, you should scale back because you don't want long-term commitments hanging over your head. But when you look at over time where they are, their payroll has always exceeded their market and has matched their revenue. That's all I can ask for, right? Is that the payroll matches revenue, and that's what it has for 20 years.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
You know Graybar for electrical parts. But there's one more thing you may not be thinking of us for that can help maximize your next project's total value. Our pre-project planning services are designed to help you win the bid, save on labor costs, and keep your installers productive across your entire build. The sooner you call us, the better. Because when we're there from the beginning, we can anticipate your needs and help you solve problems before they become problems. Yep, Graybar does that.
Hey, St. Louis City SC fans, mark your calendars now. The Boys in Red return to Energizer Park to kick off Season 4 Saturday, February 21st. And you could be there for the dawn of a new golden era of St. Louis soccer. Go to stlcitysc.com/tickets and reserve your seat now for the MLS home opener versus Charlotte FC. Limited quantities remain. See you soon, St. Louis.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, partly cloudy and 59 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Kina. In for Michael Calhoun. Our news is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet. In an unprecedented overhaul of childhood vaccines, The U.S. drops the number of vaccines it recommends every child should have. WSB health reporter Sabrina Cupid has details.
It's now recommended that children get just 10 vaccines. That's down from 17 on the previous schedule. It's still recommended that children get the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccines and immunizations against polio, chickenpox, HPV, and others. But when it comes to recommendations for vaccination against RSV, meningococcal disease, hepatitis B, and hepatitis A, those are recommended for high-risk individuals. When it comes to flu, COVID-19, and rotavirus vaccinations, that'll be left up to parents and doctors to decide.
Florida is waiting for approval to open a third immigration detention center. CBS correspondent Cammie McCormick has more.
Governor Ron DeSantis says the third center would be in the Florida Panhandle and join two existing facilities known as Alligator Alcatraz and Deportation Depot. DeSantis says the state's also considering a fourth. Florida is leading other states in constructing the facilities. The governor says state, local, and federal officials have made more than 20,000 arrests in the last year involving people in the country illegally.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says he is dropping his election campaign amid increased criticism over his handling of fraud in the state. The two-term Democrat and former vice presidential candidate has faced scrutiny in the past several months over his handling of Medicaid fraud.
So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret.
There is a rally tomorrow evening at 6 before the St. Charles City Council meeting. It's called a tourism rally. Amy Robertson is a cast member of the St. Charles Tourism Directed Festival.
It's not just cast and crew, or it's not just merchants on Main Street, but it's the community at large that has concerns about potentially changing what is working so incredibly well. That is literally, sort of the crown jewel of what St. Charles tourism has to offer.
Robertson says the rally is to express concerns to the City Council and Mayor Dan Borgmeyer, who recommended back in August a restructure of the tourism department. Robertson says this would cut out the people who are overseeing tourism and have for years. The rally is outside St. Charles City Hall at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, stocks have soared to record highs following the U.S. attack on Venezuela. Jason Brooks has more.
Investors are signaling confidence that the U.S. attack on Venezuela won't increase geopolitical tensions or lead to further instability in the region, with the Dow Industrials rallying to an all-time high. Energy stocks are spearheading the rally on the potential involvement of U.S. companies in developing Venezuela's oil infrastructure, with the country sitting on massive oil reserves that are largely untapped due to technical challenges and a current infrastructure that's in need of modernization. Some Wall Street analysts are cautioning that any development could take a long time.
Chevron is seen as a major beneficiary due to being the only major U.S. oil company that's active in Venezuela. At 3:03, it's time for an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here's Stifel's Senior Vice President for Investments, Scott Bedell. Happy New Year, Scott.
Happy New Year, Maria. Good afternoon, everyone. The first full week of trading in 2026 started off on a very positive note. At the 3 p.m. closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average advanced to a new record high, up 595 points, or 1.25% to 48,977. The Standard & Poor's 500 index also higher by 0.6% to 6,902, while NASDAQ was up 0.7% to close at 23,395. The Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index jumped 1.3% to close at 1,631. Helping that index to move higher, Stifel Financial added 3.5% to $132.88. Emerson Electric gained 5% to $142.85. Centene higher by just shy of 7%. They closed at $44.68. On the downside, Post Holdings fell 2.8% at $96.84, while Bellring Brands lost 8.5% to close at $23.89. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
At 3:05, we get a check of traffic. Looks like right now the only problem that we have out there is for southbound 67 drivers past Linderhofer Drive. It looks like the right lane is closed due to an accident. Our weather brought to us by Dave Murray.
We continue to run in a very quiet weather pattern, but the pattern is going to try to shift later this week. Plenty of sunshine on this Monday, and we're all going to notice warmer temperatures. Nothing extreme, but above average, 59 for the high today. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, only drop it back to 45. Then on Tuesday, mostly sunny, 62 degrees. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, 39. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 59. Rain, all rain for Thursday and into Thursday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
St. Peter's jumped up to 62 degrees. It's 59 in Florissant and 59 downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Renner Garage Door has you covered. Renner's been turning garage doors from zero to hero since 1966. RennerDoorSTL.com.
RENNER. The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. Dave Glover Show, a few minutes past 3 p.m. Happy New Year to everybody. It's our second show back, although this feels like the first show because no one was here on Friday. Whatever. Colonel Jeff McCausland, good friend of the show, is with us, and I love it. Andrew came back and said, the Colonel says he's happy talking about Maduro, but he'd rather talk about Arenado and where he's going to be traded. Jeff, it's great to talk to you, my friend.
Yeah, I think Arenado ought to go to the Cubs, for about $100 a year. It'd be great.
It may be that bad. It may be that bad.
Try to bring them down from within. Is that what we're doing? Regime change?
Regime change.
Regime change for the Cardinals. That's a different
I love it. I love it. You a big baseball guy, Colonel?
What's that?
Are you a big baseball guy?
Oh, yeah, huge. So I'm a big Cubs fan, and I come down to St. Louis periodically with my brothers. And I really do love the Cardinals. I just wanted to lose about 6 games a year,
Dude, I'm the same way. Even though I'm 61 years old and I'm a lifelong baseball player and fan, last year I made my first pilgrimage. I took my 30-year-old son, Nick. We went to Wrigley Field. It was, as a Cardinal fan, it was beyond emotional.
It was awesome.
I thought it was amazing.
On my 65th birthday, I think I'll give you a hint. You can do this in St. Louis. I took my entire family. I bought tickets and went to one of the Wrigley rooftops overlooking the stadium and watched the game from up there with beer and hot dogs and had a great time.
It was the best, man. I mean, like as soon as we got there, I know it's cliche. I got a Chicago dog and a beer, and I got good seats, because it was our first time up there. And I got no problems. I was there playing the Sox. It was great.
Well, I want you to know when the Cardinals were last in the World Series, obviously that was long before the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, but be that as it may, I actually went to the Pope and got a special dispensation so I could root for the Cardinals in the World Series.
I love it.
You went to the Chicago Pope in advance. Wow.
Yeah, that's great.
That was before. We're really in trouble because that guy's a White Sox fan. Can you believe it?
I love it. I love it. So, Colonel, you woke up on Saturday the same as all of us did and turned on the television, and there it is.
No, that's not true. They woke me up at 3 a.m.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, CBS woke me up at 3 a.m., and I was on the air at the beginning about 3:30 on Saturday morning.
All right. Yeah. What was your initial take to it, Colonel?
Well, I was a little bit surprised and not shocked, as we've been building more and more military forces in the region, a really large naval air armada in the region, ground-based air as well as ships at sea. And I had noticed as that force is building up that several units had arrived that suggested this might move pretty swiftly, that being most notably Task Force 160, which is a special operations aviation unit out of Fort Campbell that does operations like this, and they did this operation with Zelda. They were the ones, for example, who flew into Abbottabad in Pakistan for the killing of Osama bin Laden. So you could tell that preparations were being made for the possibility, at least, or the option, at least, of that kind of an operation. It also seemed to me, as we ratcheted up escalation, sinking boats, blockading sanctioned tankers, closing down the airspace, and then a CIA drone attack against a supposed shipment point for drugs out of Venezuela, that the administration might be kind of painting themselves into a policy corner, and that is, having done all that, you couldn't just suddenly say, okay, that's fine, we're going home. You really had two options, and that is leverage against Maduro to get him to surrender and depart the country, or number two, actually conduct a military operation to take him down. So we were in that position. And then finally, you can't keep a large-scale military force like that in position indefinitely. At some point in time, you either got to go to the next step and escalate, or you got to start downsizing. If no other reason than the cost associated. I've seen estimates that the building up of this force in the region probably already cost over $1 billion in operational funding.
So, Colonel, I think you probably know, been on with us so many times. I'm not a fan of the president, but I'm smart enough. I don't want that to taint my thinking. I don't want to have Trump derangement syndrome the way some of my listeners accuse me of. Right. I don't give a rat's ass about Maduro. If they would have grabbed him and brought him back and said to the vice president, okay, good luck, we're here to help you if you need it. But what makes me uncomfortable about the whole thing is what we've said afterwards, that we're going to run the country and we're going to bring in the oil companies, we're going to take the oil out, we're going to keep some of it because we have damages. That's what taints the whole thing for me.
No tears for Maduro. This guy's a thug, a criminal. The fact that he's been arrested, thrown in jail, no tears there whatsoever. And you got to admire the professionalism of the U.S. military involved. An unbelievable operation. But as someone said, I thought rather nicely, don't allow tactical brilliance to blind you to strategic consequences. And that's where we are right now. We used to say in the Pentagon and the White House when I worked there that the number one question that's not asked is, and then what? Yeah. What do you do now?
Yeah.
And in terms of all the different things you have to do, military, economic, political, domestic political, international, informational, avoiding a humanitarian disaster, really the economic piece is the easiest. Not easy. Don't want to say this operation was easy. It was unbelievably complex and could have gone wrong a million different ways. But in comparison, those other things are much more complicated. And we've seen that played out in Iraq. We've seen that played out in Afghanistan and other places around the world. So now the hard work actually begins. Furthermore, while I have no tears for Mr. Maduro, I think the administration could have done, candidly, a better job of trying to build up support in the Congress and through that build up support in the public. Seems like only 1 out of 3 Americans, frankly, supports this. Gotten, if you will, some kind of perhaps authorization to use military force. That would have made their leverage with Maduro even stronger. Perhaps could have enlisted allies in the region through the Organization of the American States. Perhaps could have went to the United Nations and build up over time. And I understand it's time consuming and it's difficult to do, but build up that kind of an effort that might have forced him out, or at least would have given you a stronger rationale to go in. Okay, rather than just ignoring all that and saying, oh no, this is a law enforcement operation. It's not a military operation. Anyway, all we're trying to do is arrest one guy. I can't remember the last time we used an aircraft carrier to arrest one guy, but there you have it. And then finally, we're now stuck with all these things and running the country. And then the other thing I worry about is as we start a new calendar year, the United States of America, let's tally it up. Our administration is heavily involved in trying to negotiate the largest land war in Europe since the Second World War, number one. Number two, our president is the chairman of the Peace Commission that's going to resolve the questions in Gaza and the broader Middle East and rebuild the Gaza Strip. Good luck on that one. And number three, we're now running Venezuela. Any one of those three policy issues would have nearly overwhelmed the Pentagon and the White House when I worked there, and I don't think that they're better structured today than they were back then.
Colonel, does any of that play into the politics of how we stack up in sending messages to other places? I mean, I know that they're not the same core issue as Russia invading Ukraine and us going and getting Maduro, but it's the question I guess I'm trying to get to is, is that any chance a loss of any kind of moral high ground or making a case that this is not how things are done when we did it the way we did?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we believe that we established at the end of the Second World War a system of norms whereby countries didn't invade other countries, okay? And we stood behind that in numerous times in the United Nations. I was part of a military force that invaded Iraq in 1991, but that was in response to aggression by Iraq against Kuwait. And we had a UN Security Council resolution and a whole bunch of allies with us when we did that, okay? And now, by doing this unilaterally, we seem to have, if you will, wiped away the last shred of that particular set of norms, or if you read the National Security Strategy the administration put out, moving back to a system not unlike what we saw in the 19th century. Major powers, spheres of influence, gunboat diplomacy, the strong do what they can, the weak do what they must, to quote Thucydides. So that seems to be where, and that makes me, frankly, a little bit uncomfortable. On the other side, of course, one can argue, hey, allies, or I should say adversaries around the world have been served notice. If the Iranians were wondering whether Mr. Trump would attack again, they should talk to President Maduro, of course, and wonder how that might go. At the same time, the Russians and the Chinese, I'm sure, are celebrating this because the Russians will argue around the world, Africa, South Asia, Southeast Asia, Latin America. The Americans are no different than us. Ukraine posed a much more immediate threat to Russia because of its geographic proximity. It was full of Nazis, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the Japanese or the Chinese can argue, oh, the Taiwanese are much closer to us. They're part of our country. So us intervening there, why is that terribly different than what the Americans did a long way away? And most of the president's press conference in trying to explain all this seemed to be more focused, quite candidly, on oil than it was focused on bringing back democracy to Venezuela or, in fact, holding drugs coming out of Venezuela. So one worries about those particular norms being destroyed and what that might mean for the future. And then finally, of course, where does this leave your allies? The Europeans right now are in a real box, as are the Koreans, Japanese, and others, because on the one hand, if the United States is going to be heavily bogged down in Latin and South America, which we might be, what does that mean for us, securing our commitments to them if something goes wrong elsewhere? Probably not very good. Number two is, do they try to cling to those norms I mentioned a while ago and try to argue that international norms should be upheld and criticize the United States, or do they endorse this? I doubt that. Or do they find some middle ground that they can kind of mealy-mouth tightrope between those two extremes?
Colonel, I was born a couple of years after the Cuban Missile Crisis, but I've read a great deal about it, and being from our generation, I have a sensitivity to Cuba. I remember flying to Jamaica the first time, and the pilot saying, if you look out the left side, you can see Cuba. I'm like, holy hell, we're going to get shot down. Is this something that we should obviously still be concerned about? But with Rubio and Lindsey Graham and the president talking about Cuba and they could be next, it's still a powder keg in my mind. Is that no longer true?
Oh, no, that's absolutely true. I mean, the president and Lindsey Graham coming back from Mar-a-Lago talked not only about Cuba, they talked about Colombia, which is a major source, by the way, of legal narcotics. Most of the cocaine comes out of Colombia. They also talked about Mexico, by the way. And if you're really interested in stopping the flow of fentanyl, you have to go to Mexico. It doesn't come out of Venezuela. So are you now suggesting, Mr. President, you're going to involve us in a regional conflict that might involve all those places as well as Cuba? And, oh, by the way, they even talked about the necessity for us acquiring Greenland. So that's going to be a pretty full plate, again, when you add Gaza, Iran, and Ukraine on top of that particular policy plate that you're going to, in fact, have to deal with. Cubans are, in many ways, I would argue, the biggest loser in all this particular operation, because Cuba, a failing economy, was heavily dependent on oil, discounted oil, coming out of Venezuela to prop up their economy. Don't forget, Maduro's security force were all Cubans. There were 32 Cubans killed in this particular attack because they were all guarding Maduro. His government had discounted oil in return for security personnel, military training for his military, as well as medical personnel and technicians for the Venezuelan people.
That's Colonel Jeff McCausland. Colonel, you're the absolute best. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Take care.
KMOX, celebrating 100 years. Presented by Purina, your pet, our passion. Now, a KMOX pioneer.
Before he became a national icon, Harry Carey electrified St. Louis baseball on KMOX. With boundless energy, raw emotion, and his signature Holy Cow, Carey brought Cardinals baseball to life for millions across the Midwest.
Slow ball swung on, a drive, back to left. Way back is Brock, he jumps. Holy cow, did he make the catch or not? Yeah, he's got the ball. The game is over.
The power of KMOX's signal, paired with Harry's unforgettable personality, helped create one of the strongest team broadcaster bonds in sports.
This is Harry Carey with Jack Buck and Jerry Gross.
His bold, candid style made him one of America's most colorful broadcasters and a defining voice in the early era of KMOX sports. Harry Carey, a KMOX pioneer.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What's up, world? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, chicken farmer, and now host of Free Range. This is a show where I go off the field and off the script. We're talking what's hot in music, film, trending news, and everything blowing up your feed. If you love football, you'll feel at home. But if you're here for the vibes, the internet deep dives, the conversation, this is your podcast. Join me every Wednesday. Follow and listen to Free Range with me, Von Miller, everywhere you get your podcast.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Alex Degman. I was an anchor reporter at KMOX from 2015 to 2022, and I'm really proud to have been a part of just a small portion of KMOX's storied history in St. Louis. Congratulations on 100 years, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 324. I had to clear my throat, and I almost started doing the hoy. I'm just like not even trying to be funny. I'm just going to cough now.
You could do that just like these guys did it.
Emily Van Natta, who we're wishing happy birthday to a couple of segments ago, left possibly the nicest note anyone ever has on the show. Wheels, can you read it? I'll cry. I will. You guys know me.
all right,
I'll just start sputtering.
For people that on the radio side that might have missed it, so Emily's original message was, "Hey, DGS, welcome back. I've been listening since I was 21. Today's my 39th birthday." And then we were joking, we raised you right, and then I think that was your line, and we're all like, that's awesome. That's how it works. And then she followed that up. She's like, 100. So 100%, you brought me up right. Says, I attribute a lot of my ability to look at things from a balanced perspective, being able to see topics from multiple sides, being able and willing to learn, grow, and admit when I'm wrong, being able to disagree civilly with others, knowing I can make a mistake and it's okay to own it and be human, etc., to listening to your conversations over the years. I know you hear a lot of complaints, but this show has been instrumental in my adult development, even when that means I. And I think it continues, but that's where it ends on the screen. But anyway, pretty great. Pretty great. Thanks, Emily. I mean, obviously, I do none of those things, but the show does. I teach you how to be angry.
That's pretty great. That is a great,
really sweet.
What a great message to get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Andrew, now you say something nice.
I think that's a super good message.
Oh, I thought you were going to dunk.
No.
Go after her, Andrew. It's a birthday.
No, I had nothing to. I mean, I could think of something, but I won't.
You just came out so strong earlier.
Got something on the tip of the tongue, but I won't say it.
So we didn't hear much at all about your break. Was it just textured and varied, or
It was textured and varied. There were many interesting things that happened.
He's not going to tell us about him.
Well, I mean, it was great. I mean, I spent a lot of
lots of stuff.
That's a pretty guilty kind of start.
No, I spent a lot of great time with my brother and my sister-in-law.
Nice.
That dominated the majority of the vacation, and then there were Christmas happenings, and Christmas was nice. And other than that, I just tried to relax on the following week, and then I saw you guys on Friday, which was cool. I popped in to get a couple of things done. It was nice to kind of soft launch.
Yes.
Going back versus, it seems like it felt that way for you guys too on Friday. Like, Friday was almost like a soft launch to get back into the show.
I'm really glad I came in Friday.
Me too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Easing back
Today
into
would have
it.
been too much.
Because there's the whole week in front. The good thing about coming back on the Friday is that it's like, all right, today, and then there's two more days off. But, you come in on the Monday and it just all hits you. But no, it was really, really nice.
Good.
Yeah. And I'm not going to make it through this week. So, we'll see what happens then.
You're not going to make it through this week.
No, this tooth is going to kill me for sure.
Oh, he's having teeth problems.
Got tooth troubles.
Do you have an appointment?
You guys should see my phone. My whole camera roll is me trying to take pictures. So
Be
it's me
inside your mouth.
sticking my phone in my mouth and trying to take a picture.
Dude, I feel you.
I just went and did it in the other room.
Who
break? I felt like such a weirdo.
What are you trying to capture?
I just want to get a look at it. I just, it hurts so bad and you can't see it.
Yeah.
You can only feel it by poking at it with your tongue. And it's like, I need to see this devil.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's not really a solution. It's just more of a curiosity.
Yeah, it's not going to solve anything to be able to see it.
Is it like a compulsive, you're not going to get a good picture, but you do it anyway?
Yeah, I just want to, whatever I can see, I just want to see it.
Yeah.
You can get on Amazon and stuff, you can get for pretty cheap a stick, and people will stick it in their ears to check for
interesting.
earwax and stuff. I'm sure it will work in your mouth.
Like a little camera stick?
Yes.
Or, as Dave asked you, just make an appointment.
He's got an appointment.
Oh, do you?
I have the consultation, but I think I'm going to have to
okay.
cancel that for insurance reasons.
Oh, man.
I know. We'll see. I'll talk to him.
For 100 years, you've welcomed KMOX into your cars, your kitchens, and your daily routines.
You've trusted us through breaking news, championship celebrations, and the stories that shaped our city.
You've listened during moments of joy and leaned on us when times were uncertain.
From overnight shifts to early mornings, from one generation to the next, you've made KMOX part of your life.
From everyone at KMOX, thank you, St. Louis, for 100 unforgettable years.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
First live of the year, let's talk about Zero Res. Their January special is 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, starting at $119 plus a free hallway, and take 15% off all the regularly priced services like air ducts and upholstery, area rugs, tile, hardwood, and more. Zero Res has been with me now for, 15, 18 years, something like that. They're great. Kyle's our guy locally. He's couldn't be better. Play the DGS card, if you've got something coming up where you really need it done by this time or that time. My son's birthday is this weekend, and so you got to get, having a party. We're not, but you get the idea. They're wonderful people. They work hard. They have great results. They have the 30-day Gotta Love It guarantee, which is within 30 days of our service. If you are underwhelmed, call us. We'll come back and try to whelm you. You can call them at 314-474-2020. Mention me for the deals, or you can book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live. It's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour and complimentary lunch, or to learn more about our upcoming App University that can help enhance your everyday life. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, it's a pretty easygoing drive out there this afternoon. There's some slow going, but there's nothing too serious or out of hand. If you're on southbound 170, there's a backup from Ladue down to the Parkway, then it's slow to Brentwood. It looks like we had a recent incident there. Westbound 70, great shape from downtown all the way out through Highway 64 and Wentzville, no delays there. Westbound 64, great shape too. It's slow from Lindbergh to 270, ramping on to South 270, but after that, again, wide open to Wentzville. Eastbound 64, Mason to 270, those right lanes are busy. South 270, south of 364 to Ladue is slow. After that, it's just a little heavy at Gravois. Southbound 55, Gasconade, Bates, and then north of Z down to McNutt, a lot of slow going in Jefferson County, but like I said, the rest of these highways are looking great so far. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
The news of 2025.
Cracking down on crime in D.C.
August.
We are removing many criminals from the streets.
Next should be Chicago, because as you all know, Chicago is a killing field.
I don't believe that troops should be policing American cities.
The president of Russia is coming to our country.
RFK Jr. shaking up the Centers for Disease Control.
For all the news of 2026, stay with 104.1 FM KMOX.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test.
It's men's Billikens basketball action Wednesday night as they face VCU. Pregame 5:45, tip at 6 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 334. Happy New Year to you. Dave Murray joins us. Hello, Dave.
Hello there. I tuned in just as Andrew was trying to stick things in his mouth and his ears.
Yes.
That's just really weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Andrew has a bad tooth, and it's back in the cheap seats, right? It's way back there.
Okay.
And so and I get this because I have cracked tooth as well. And when I took the picture, the best one I got, I'm like, look at that little thing. Like when it's in your mouth, no one laugh. It seems bigger, and but it does.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get into your personal business, but I just want you to get to a dentist.
Yeah, no, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it. I
Don't go to the last guy who put another man's tooth in your mouth.
No, that's the thing. I gotta not go there. There were the case of the mistaken tooth.
Yes.
They gave my tooth away to somebody else.
Yes, they did.
Is it your back molar?
Yeah, it's one of them.
Okay.
One of them ones back there.
Maybe
Nothing but
they gotta
trouble.
Yank it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. That seems bad.
It's not that.
It's not great because
I got a missing one.
Do you?
Yeah.
In the back?
Yeah, it's fine.
What did it feel like? What did it feel like when they yanked it?
I don't know. They numbed it all up.
Yeah. So you know what a giant pansy I am.
Yeah.
If I had to get this tooth pulled, I would not freak out. I wouldn't want it, but I wouldn't freak out.
But it's not like the worst thing.
No. I think I might have gotten. They might have given me the happy gas,
especially with the technology these days.
Yeah.
They have implements to extract a tooth that they didn't have back when we were kids.
And it sucks for a couple days.
Do you guys want to just do it?
I'd love to.
We'll go on the show.
I got pliers.
We'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll get a couple of shovels.
Shovels?
Here,
we'll go in
just
there.
turn
dig it out.
sideways. I'll wind up and come over the cross.
We'll do like a loose tooth when you're a kid. We'll just tie one to a door and slam it shut.
Yeah, that'd probably suck.
Can I just say, this is why I love Andrew so much. We start the segment, Dave Murray's like, oh, he's trying to take pictures of his mouth. That's weird. And Andrew just goes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was in the other room. I know Fred was looking at me as I'm like, how come the flash isn't turning on? As I stick my entire phone in my mouth and I'm like, I can't figure out where the button to take the picture is. So
you could have asked one of us to do
we
that.
could help you.
I felt like I couldn't. I mean, that's very nice of you to offer.
That is a little weird.
I could just hold the camera right in front of your mouth and get a good angle.
Hey, listen, can you stick this phone upside down in my mouth so I can start?
It's less weird than you putting the whole phone in there.
Let's see if I can get one. This is kind of the process, right? So
if you're watching online, pay attention.
So the process is you kind of go
see.
upside down like that, and then you go.
He's got the flash going. I see it.
The flash worked.
Did you get a good pic?
What'd you get? Can you show the picture to the stream?
I can't show the picture to the stream. It's not pleasant. So there's a bunch of bubbles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's kind of obscuring all the stuff that I want to see. Other than that, it's one of the best pictures I've actually taken of the stream.
All right.
Clean that phone too while you're at it.
I cleaned it earlier.
How long you been dealing with this?
About a weekish, 8 days. Yeah, I did the classic thing where it's like, this will probably go away.
Yeah.
This will probably go away if I just sit on it for a while.
Yeah.
And in case it is something infected, I've been, of course, furiously Googling in here.
Yes.
It does say you could probably deal with it for a few weeks or months, and it's not gonna kill you.
I don't know if this is a thing, but when I grew up and into my adulthood, if I had a toothache, I would gargle hydrogen peroxide.
I have heard that, and also just the warm salt water.
Yes, warm salt water was huge.
Yeah, I think I might give those.
Ambisol works pretty well.
Smart Mouth has been.
Yes, Smart Mouth.
That's been kind of a main one that I've.
They have specific little gel that's for tooth pain.
Yes,
Oragel. Yeah, I have some of that right here. I actually have it right here in the old pocket.
Nice.
If you can believe it.
It works, but it works for
yeah. Let's see you put that on.
It works for 4 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for very long, and
It numbs your mouth.
Yeah,
too.
it does. Yeah,
it hurts the least when I'm not messing with it. Obviously,
right.
Yeah.
And to get this on, you have to absolutely punch at it with every with the applicator and with your tongue and everything else. So it's like it ends up causing a lot more pain than it fixes.
Yeah.
And also I went and I ordered some like antibiotic cream because I was like, oh, antibiotics, that's perfect, over the counter. I didn't even know you could get these. It's like Neosporin. I can't put that in my mouth.
Now we know where he draws the line.
Well, I should have read a little closer about what I was actually buying.
I get it. You're panicked.
Yeah, I'm panicked.
Yeah.
My whole life, I don't know why, but my whole life, there's nothing I've been more afraid of than specifically a tooth infection.
Yeah.
I think it's just because, maybe your dentist offhandedly mentions one day, like,
yeah,
hey, if you get a tooth infection, it's going to hurt really bad, and then it's going to cause sepsis, and it's going to rupture, and it's going to go to your brain, and whatever. And so, like, that's just always been, like, a big, huge fear of mine, so I am in a little bit of a panic.
I get it, dude. Like, I'm the last person in the world to give anyone trouble for not going to the dentist. I avoid it. So.
I'm so jealous. Like, my friend Rachel here is not scared of the dentist at all.
I know.
Finds it a place of like peace and comfort. It's like, yeah, you go, you lay down, you open your mouth, and you just kind of zone out for a little bit, listen to some music or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I have like
me too.
And you know what's funny? I can't think of a really bad experience that I've had. Even the like giving my tooth to somebody else, that was mostly just funny. It didn't hurt. It didn't cause me like pain or suffering. It was just like a come on, guys, really?
I seem to remember you being in quite a bit of pain.
That was the blood.
We were all extremely concerned when this was happening.
So the day after I had a root canal in like 2019, I think it was, they said, you're fine to go to work, all good. I'm going to work. I got some Burger King for lunch, and I'm eating the Burger King, and I can't help but notice as I look in like my car mirror as I'm driving in, there is blood just pouring down my face. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's a concern, but we push on, I'm sure that'll clot up in a little bit. So I finished my food, tasted a lot like blood, if you can believe it.
Oh, yeah.
And then
little metallic.
I get into work, and it is not slowing down at all. I am still just like bleeding. At this point, I realized that at one point I looked in the mirror in the bathroom and I had some like on my cheek because I guess I had, accidentally got some over there somehow. And the funniest part of that day is that was when Bluey was here.
Yeah.
Bluey, the Blues mascot. And so I'm at the
I thought you
sink.
meant Bluey the accountant.
Louie would be the Blues
Oh, Louie,
mascot.
sorry.
Yeah, Bluey is the
Bluey's the dog. Yeah, Louie
right,
was here. And so I am at the sink in the kitchen, and there's just blood just falling out of my mouth. And it's really upsetting, and it's really gross. And Louie thought I wanted a hug. So he came, and I was like, so he comes over, and he's like, and so I hold up my hand that's covered in blood, and my face is covered in blood, and I say, "No, get away!"
I didn't want Bluey.
I didn't want to ruin the Blues mascot suit because I'm just pouring blood. And then after that, you guys were like, you should go home. And so I called the dentist office, and they were very unhelpful. They were like, well, we close in half an hour, but if you can get here, I guess we'll help you.
Yeah, you've had bad luck with dentists.
Yeah, and then I go there, and the guy who helped me was not the guy who did the root canal.
Yeah.
And he was like, this looks like a butcher did it. Who could have done this? I was like, it was your guy.
Andrew, you got to find someone else.
It was your guy. Yeah, I have not been back since. But even then, it's stupid for me to be so stressed out because none of that like hurt.
Yeah.
It was like a weird experience, but it didn't like cause me like suffering and pain.
Yep.
So I don't know what I'm scared of. You know what I mean?
Glass half full. I mean, that's a traumatic experience. And Andrew's like, you know what? I'm alive, so it's all good.
But like, it didn't hurt the way that I fear that it would. Like, you fear something like a root canal. You're thinking they're drilling into your nerves, and it's going to be the worst pain you've ever experienced in your whole life.
Yeah.
And it was like that part of it was like no big deal, really. You just sat there for half an hour and waited for them to be done with it.
Woof. I feel like I'm getting off the Screaming Eagle.
It was, I guess that was kind of
that was an odyssey.
It was a rough experience back in 2019, but that probably wouldn't happen again.
All right, Dave, we're out of time. Let's hear about the weather.
That's fine. This was worth it. It was worth sitting listening to this. Mild again, no record heat, but above average. 62 tomorrow, 59, and sunny Wednesday. Thursday is wet. Periods of rain, all rain, 59. Maybe about a half inch of rain before it's all over, about midnight Thursday night. That'll be the first real rain we've had since the middle of November. Colder air does not come right behind the system. That comes in over the weekend, but nothing extreme.
Great. Fair enough.
Simple. That part was simple, at least.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dave. We appreciate it.
Alrighty.
All right. Quick break.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, traffic's not terrible out there. They just cleared some debris. South 170, I think it was Ladder, actually, right around Airport Road. So South 170 just had a brief slowdown there. The only heavy traffic, really, is from Ladue to the Parkway, and then it's slowed down to 64 on South 170. Westbound to Highway 70, great run from downtown all the way out to Wentzville. Westbound 64, just a little busy around Clayton, Skinker, McCausland. It's slow, Spady to Ballas, and then right at 364 and approaching Prospect. So, again, not a whole lot of volume there. Southbound 270 from 364 down to 64 is slow again past Manchester. After that, it's not that big of a deal. Now, if you're on southbound 55 south of Arsenal to Bates and about midway down from M to Z through McNutt, just very busy. It bunches up at a couple of spots, and they're doing road work eastbound 44 is supposed to be east of Kings Highway. It's just a little busy through there. It doesn't look that bad. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up. Most home projects, you're like, got this. But rewiring a hot main or putting 120 amps to an outlet, you're like, nope, not this. Smart. Calling Jerry Kelly? Smarter. Getting them to perform an electrical safety check before work's needed? That's wisdom.
JerryKelly.com. All right, so everyone's looking for ways to save some money, especially when it comes to everyday expenses like groceries that you're going to absolutely have to buy. That's why I love shopping at Schnucks. Look, Schnucks has a new ad each week with some super hot deals on some of my favorite items. You can view the ad in a lot of different ways. You can go to the store, obviously, the website, schnucks.com/weekly ad. But my favorite way is to look on the Schnucks Rewards app. The app is incredible. If you are a Schnucks shopper, you need to get this app. It just really streamlines the grocery shopping process, saves you money, lets you know about deals maybe you wouldn't know about otherwise. So download that today if you haven't already. You can even pick up a paper copy at the entrance of the store for your ad, like I said. And now you can even get it this week or a week ahead of time, so you can kind of plan your meals earlier. And okay, let me go back and talk about the Schnucks Rewards app for a second. They just launched something called Rewards Boosts, so you can play your way to more savings. Just want to let you guys know about that. So download it today. Search for it on your app store. It's the Schnucks Rewards app, free and easy to set up.
So there are many differences between Mark Cantor and other personal injury attorneys. But I think the biggest one to me as a formal personal injury attorney and a former trial attorney is that he actually goes to trial. I probably shouldn't even call myself a trial attorney. I did trials. I second chaired lots of trials, but I only had a 10-year career. And to really be a journeyman trial attorney, you need decades, which Mark Cantor has. So I hate to say it, but many attorneys out there will kind of leave you in the lurch and settle for something that is on the cheap because they are terrified of going in front of a jury and getting a verdict. So from the very first moment that you or someone who you care about is injured, know that that billion-dollar insurance company is working against you. Call Mark Cantor. He will jump on it the very first hour you contact him. 314-628-9999 or CantorInjuryLaw.com.
Nominations for the 2026 Women of Achievement are now open. The St. Louis Area Award is the oldest ongoing program in the area whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and volunteer leadership of women. If you know an outstanding volunteer in the St. Louis metropolitan area, or if you are one, Women of Achievement wants to hear from you. Nominations, including self-nominations, may be submitted now through January 11th. Head to KMOX.com for more information.
If you're trying to sell your home, there's only one group of agents in town I trust. Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system, options, and strategies to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. Check out thegelmanteam.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Welcome back, DGS. Kind of an interesting topic. I was watching TikTok, and it was about planes. Sometimes I'll just get, TikToks of people landing planes and things like that. And it was a private jet, and they were landing in Telluride, Colorado, on top of a mountain. And I just thought, if I wasted my life, I don't have a private jet. I'm not going to land in Telluride, Colorado, and go to my mansion. You know what I mean? Did you ever get those thoughts? It's not too late for you two. It's pretty late for you.
It's not too late for me to get a jet?
Yeah.
I think it is.
No, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, I think the jet may have flown on that one.
You guys ever have those thoughts, though, if you see someone doing something super, super cool?
Yeah, I mean, I see people doing cool stuff. A lot of the stuff that's like really cool that I see people do, though, like I watched somebody who was climbing a mountain, and so I think they're called portal edges. They're like tents that hang off the side of the mountain that you can like stay. And they ended up staying there for like weeks because there was a big storm that came through.
Crazy.
And I think that's like really interesting and neat. And there's absolutely no way I would actually want to do that. In practice, I would be a nightmare. I would be the most miserable
If
I've ever
I
been.
were rich enough to be landing my private jet in Telluride, can you imagine how I'd be crying? Landing a plane on the top of a friggin' mountain?
Yeah. It looks, in practice, terrible. I'm watching a guy now he and his buddy are sailing like across the ocean with no GPS.
Mm-hmm.
And
Use the GPS, dude.
And so they're like, we just found this island. We're really happy because we didn't know where we were, and now we're pretty sure it's this island.
Wow.
And it's like really interesting to watch, but like, oh my God, I wouldn't want to do that. It sounds terrible. I'm so anxious the whole time.
You know what? I'm calling BS on that.
Could
so you
be.
have the internet and you're uploading videos, but you're like, you're just going to have to trust us.
Right.
We're not looking at Google Maps.
Right.
Come on.
That is really fair.
I'm with Rach on that.
Although I don't know how much Google Maps helps you I guess it would help you on the ocean.
I mean, you can at least give you a compass and tell you which direction you're going.
Yeah.
The same way that I can't dunk a basketball, I just can't. I'm missing the big adventure gene.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like if I were going to Jamaica next week and I was staying at a nice place and I'm having a drink on the veranda, that's adventure.
Oh.
That's my level of adventure.
Okay.
If I'm going into the mountains of Jamaica,
I'm with you.
I kind of like the adventure-y side.
Do you?
I would like to. I don't have the time or necessarily the disposable income to do the cool adventures.
I think going to Longhorn
like go on a
big
safari
adventure.
in
That's my
Africa or
level of
whatever. That'd be kind
adventure.
of cool. I'd love to do that. So I don't want to do I don't
Getting
want
a
to
flows fillet and out back.
Yeah, I don't want to do the whole sailing around the ocean thing. That's too much, too long. But going on a safari and just checking out wildlife in its real habitat and just out in a Jeep, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I'd enjoy that.
As
long as I didn't get eaten.
I have a lot of fear.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure if you clocked
Gotcha.
that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm much too anxious to be like, I'm going to sail around the world on a tiny boat. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Just keep in mind a lot of the reason why the rich guys that have their planes that they land in Telluride is because of their insecurities and why so many of them are just butts anyway. No, I mean, like, seriously, like, it's cool, but they're probably up there thinking the same things we're thinking.
Yeah.
Like, why don't I have 10 billion? Ugh.
Hmm?
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Dierbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions.